What is good, everybody, and welcome to the pilot episode of the Ordinary Misfits. It's your boy Breezy, but some of y'all may know me as Martone, Marty Mar. What's some other names? Black Panther, T'Challa. No, I'm not those. I'm not those. But it's your boy Breezy, and I am super excited for this journey that we are about to take with my boys and my brothers Cole and D2M. How y'all doing? Y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Y'all good? It's
I
a
am
beautiful
well. I am
evening.
well.
It's a beautiful evening. We've invited the people. We've invited Facebook and YouTube to hear our conversations.
Church.
You a little scared? I'm a little scared.
A little nervous.
I know how you
Just a
guys
little
be
bit.
talking.
Just a little bit.
Y'all some weird folks. You know what I'm saying? Y'all some weird
I
folks.
take challenges head on, brother. You know?
I mean, if you told me a Patriots fan, a Lions fan, and a Titans fan was gonna have a podcast together, I'd be like, nah, fam. No way.
We gonna talk about losing?
Hey, I got you. I'll cover that. Got about
Hey, your
18
squad,
years,
your
bro.
squad actually looks good. Your squad actually might have a winning
Where
season.
on paper?
Hey, yes, on me, bro.
Not
On me.
Still where on
What
paper?
are you reading, sir? Sir, we suck in real life.
Sir.
On paper, we 100 across the board. In
Yes,
real
sir.
life,
Yes, sir.
I ain't never seen a quarterback throw the ball backwards and get mad at himself. You know what I'm talking? Like,
Hey, I mean, you
by the way,
gotta
I
do
am
what you
D2.
gotta do.
I am D2M Universe. Used to be D2M Gaming Universe. Then got a little hint, check the gaming out. Just be a universe, you know. I am a planet. But you may know Miss Eric Caston Sr. A lot of folks don't know that that's my real name. I used to fool people by going in their stream and say, "Hey man, nice to meet you. I'm Eric Caston. You look familiar." They're like, "Can I play you in Madden?" "Oh, you're D2." Yeah, that was me. So I fooled a lot of people on Facebook, TikTok, but I am that guy. Sir, this guy right here, this young man with the video controller. What is your name, sir?
You talking about me?
Nah, he talking about me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
My name's Cole, but my actual name is Jacob. You'll hear me referred to as Cole World, but I don't know, man. I don't know how to introduce myself. Like,
Tell the people who you are, man.
like
your likes, your interests, your
okay, all right,
your fears. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let the people know.
Okay, let's start off. Detroit Lions fan.
No,
yeah, I know, just life of misery. Utah Jazz fan. Another sad life. Okay, so big fears. I got one. I do not do heights. Like, I don't even do like the heights that you do with the water parks where you slide down straight. No, I don't do that. Nope. Anything, if I can look down and say, dang, I'm gonna hurt myself if I fall, I don't do it.
Aren't you like 6'3" though?
Yeah. What that got to do with it?
I mean, you.
Funny story about heights and water.
Look, when I was in college, right? When I was in college, we were up in the mountains. Okay, so there was a spot that you could go and you could dive off of rocks, right, or jump down into water off of the rocks. It was like a little cliff diving. I went up there, bro. I had to be at least like 2-3 stories up. I stood there for like 10 minutes before I jumped down. And I know what I said right before I jumped down?
I ain't doing this again.
I ain't doing this one more time, dog. You know how many times I've went since then?
How many times?
None. I'm also scared. I'm also scared of open water. Like, if you go out in the ocean, anywhere where a shark could be, bro, I'm in his water. I don't want to be. Nope, that's his home. I'm good, bro.
Yeah, I don't mess with water either.
Like, I don't even go too far at the beach anymore. I stick my feet in, a little dabble, gone.
Weird thing. I'm a Pisces, and water is my sanctuary. Like, if I'm having a bad day, I'll drive till I find water and just sit there and watch it. But weird story about heights and slides. So in Colorado, they had this place called the Wolf Lounge, the Great Wolf Lounge. Beautiful place. Especially like between the winter and the summertime, they have an indoor heated pool. They have a 10-foot, 3-foot, and 5-foot. Hey, idiot, let's go down the slide. Slides enclosed, I mind you. First slide, no problem. I don't like water in my nose, big face. I hate water in my face, so when I swim on top of water. Not the thing. So I go down the slide like this, right? And I did not know I have a claustrophobia fear. So the slides are tunnel. So I'm going like this.
Oh no.
And it gets dark. I'm like, get me the fuck out of here. So my ignorant self, we're with my wife's best friend, and her husband like, dude, I'm like, what? Let's go on the other slide. I'm like, white people. So I get on the slide. We're walking up the higher steps. You see my cat in the background trying to tell her story. We walk up the higher steps. We get to the 20-foot slide. He's like, I'm like, bro, I can see my house from here. He's like, yeah, it's 20 feet up. I can see the slide outside the window, how far it wraps around the building. So I go down. I come out the slide like this, but I'm upside down when I hit the water.
Nah, dog. Nah.
So that was my first and last time ever sliding down a slide going into
You want to know what I do when we go to water parks? Well, first off, I don't go to water parks. That's first and foremost. But if you can get a way to drag me into a water park, I'll do that lazy river.
See, I can't do lazy rivers.
I promise you.
Real ones?
I promise you.
Real lazy rivers have tides and rapids that push you along. They slap you in the face. I hate water in my face, period.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
question for you guys.
What's up?
What do you think about gaming as an industry? How it's changed since COVID? Small, brief synopsis. Then we're gonna move on. I got something in my head and I want to get it out.
I mean, I think COVID changed the game. You know what I'm saying? I think with COVID, everybody staying at home, it gave opportunities for a lot of people to try it out and to excel at it. I know if it wasn't for COVID, I never would have gotten into gaming as much. I wouldn't have been able to, play as much. And like, especially with like Warzone, the drop of Warzone, playing a lot of 2K at that time too. But then also like seeing a mentor of mine, like see him pop off and do his thing and like be like a moderator for a period of time and see like the background of everything. It motivated me to be like, man, I could do the same, I should try this out for myself and try to, not necessarily try to be bigger or better than the person I saw before
just
me.
Get my feet wet and find out where I belong.
Yeah, just to see, jump out of my comfort zone so I can try it out for myself and see what I can do. And so I did, I did Just Too Breezy Gaming for a while there I almost say we had a good 2 years, where I was able to build a community. Once I was able to find out why I was doing this, like I was able to, the stress of it all was gone. Like at first it was like, man, I need to get viewers. I need people to come see me. But then like there was a paradigm shift in my thinking on like why I was gaming. It went from I'm trying to get a whole bunch of people to see my stream to I want to be there for people. Mm-hmm. I think you both were in that stream. We were playing 2K, where there was a dude who came in and he was asking about fatherhood, and we had a full on like hour talk about what fatherhood looks like, what it means to be a father, like even for those who didn't have a father in their life and stuff like that. And like that is still one of my favorite streams that I've ever did. It had nothing to do about the gameplay, had nothing to do about how many viewers were watching at the same time, but to have those conversations with people, that's what I was like I appreciated about it. So I think the whole community sense of gaming is where is my niche, what's the word?
Yeah, you had it right.
Niche. Yeah. So that's kind of where I see the thing of gaming, of like building communities, building a place in a space where people can feel loved and heard, even though it's online. You know what I'm saying? But that's my little 2 cents.
So I don't know. I know Cole didn't stream, so I'll just hop in it. So for me, streaming and content creator watching was my safe place because there were other people like me. I was always told as a kid, "Oh, games are dumb. You'll never be none playing video games." And This hat is why I wore this hat tonight.
Mm.
It is to show the world that no one can tell you what you can't do. This hat cost me family members, friends, and time. Because this is the hat that solidified me being a pro Madden player. Flew to Vegas, played in the tournament with professional Madden players. And I didn't do bad. So I was like, if I can play with these guys, I wonder if I can play it on stream. They were like, dude, go for it. You're pretty good. And I understand football, so I did it. And for when I watch streams, it was to keep me from thinking horrible thoughts like, I don't belong here, not supposed to be here, not supposed to make it this far in life. And so it was my safe place. And so when I started creating content, it was to make other people have a safe place. If you didn't understand football, or if you're like, hey man, why did you run that defense? Or when he came out running the ball, why did you run the play where it was all safeties on the field on linebackers? And I would explain it because look, a linebacker slow, safeties are fast. And I would just break it down. I felt like football was my niche. And I understood it to a point where it was weird. Like the game, I played it since I was, I think, 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I started playing last year in November. I played running back, every position except for quarterback and center. I played. And I'm like, I understand football like no other. Like I know, Martin, you understand soccer like no other. But to answer the question, I feel like content creating for COVID was my place to teach and reach people. And I did just there. Like, it wasn't the money for me because I could make money regardless. The money came, and it was a blessing to make as much money as I did. I can honestly say I made more money streaming than some people made in 10 years in 7 months. Legal money.
Yeah.
And it was a blessing. And like to pick back what you said with Coach Clay, everybody's time is different. That man blew up overnight playing college football. And everybody has the time. What do you think about it, Mr. Cole?
Let me ask Cole this question. Like as a person who was featured on streams, so like you weren't necessarily the gamer or the streamer, I should say, because we all know Cole World is a gamer. Okay, okay. You see that? You see that? That game controller he got on his, he be playing games on that, the thing on his wall. Okay, he's that much of a gamer. Okay, but you know, as someone who featured on streamers lives and stuff like that, how was your perspective as someone who wasn't necessarily like, you weren't what's the word I'm looking for? You were part of the stream, like you were in the comment section, you were there, but you were also gaming alongside the streamer as well. So give your perspective on that.
It's weird, man. It's weird. So like, I've never been a streamer. I've never streamed my content. I just kind of do my thing. But you know, between you two, Clay, I mean, there was a couple of guys that I would pop in and be a part, right? Now between playing, it's mostly you two, a little bit of Clay. But what I can say throughout is just the diversity between all the individuals, especially like if you hop in like back when Clay hit his spurt, right? And he really just popped on the scene, like really just blew up. Cause like you were there from pretty much what, like right at the beginning.
Yeah, I was there day one.
Yeah. See, I didn't come in first thing. I remember Office Clay. Yeah. But I don't, you remember Office Clay? I remember Office Clay, but I wasn't there day one. But I remember hopping in one day and just getting sucked in. It wasn't even his content. Like, it was cool, right? I'm gonna be honest. Clay, y'all know, is just like uberly personable.
Mr. Charisma.
Like, yeah, like I mean, dude is built different. He's built different. It wasn't even that, and it wasn't even the gameplay. And I really rocked with his personality, and I really rocked with also, bro had the sample from, oh, good Lord, what is the song? It's J. Cole's song. Yeah. He had the sample from J. Cole's song, and he would play that. Wait.
You will never be saved. No, was it that one? Or was it Workout?
It's workout. It's
Workout. Yeah.
workout.
It was
Yeah.
workout.
So he has the sample for workout, and I rock with that. I'll be jamming the whole time I'll be watching, right?
Every time
And
somebody liked to stream.
And I'm kind of like D2 in a way where I get the enjoyment and like the feeling of like comfortability while I'm watching, right?
Yeah.
And it just became an everyday thing, but it was the diversity, bro. You would catch so many people with so many similar interests, so many points of view, also different points of view, but people from so many different walks, right? Like you would have you would have young kids like 19 and they like having full blown like deep conversations about God knows what with like everyone,
random people.
Like everyone, and everyone's cool with each other. Like everyone's real calm and comfortable with each other. Now, I mean, like I'm gonna be real, right? Me, I like to stir the pot a little bit. So
you better stir that pot. Go ahead.
You know me. A lot of my relationships with people, like different relationships branch through my life, have been because of gaming. Like I met that person and we bonded over the same, like the grind of a game or the conversations that we had through gaming. I met a lot of people and I've had like good relationships based purely off of those. It's something about gaming. I don't know. It's one of the most relatable topics for me, like to find common ground with someone. And I don't know, dude, it's for me, gaming was always growing up the escape. It was the like I'm going through something, let me dip out and just go in here, right? I can leave all these problems back here and just focus for the next 30 minutes to an hour on this, and I don't have to think about anything else. Right. That was instrumental for me growing up. I don't know, man. It's for me, it's just the diversity that the streaming, especially if we're honing in specifically on streaming, it's the diversity and the reach that you really have. Like you have the ability to impact an immense amount of people at one moment, right? I don't know, bro. It's something like I don't know. I can't speak on it because I've never done it, but it's as the viewing point, like it is to find a community that you feel accepted in and to feel embraced in, and then you get along, you have common interests, common views with people in there. I mean, it's a beautiful thing when it's happening. But agreed. I don't know. It's weird to hear it from y'all's standpoint because I only know my standpoint. Like I only see it from the viewer, from the person playing with you. I don't see it from like y'all's standpoint where you get up, like you have to be entertaining. You have to be a little bit charismatic. These other types of things. I've never dealt with that. I've never been in those shoes.
Yeah. And I'm going to use that to kind of segue into our next topic here of like, why we're doing ordinary misfits, like why are we doing this, and it's not necessarily to it's not necessarily quote unquote financial growth. It's not for that. It's to invite people into the conversations that we are having. Not to say that we have the best conversations in the world. Don't shake your head like that, D2. But there's a specific conversation that happened last night that we are replaying in our heads. So, but we are doing this as a place, and I don't know if you guys are watching. I don't know if you guys have saw the promo video that I recorded, but we wanted to make a place and a space where we three can talk about things that we go through in life, things that we deal with, whether that be something that we're dealing with emotionally, mentally, spiritually, whether that be about sports, whether it be about work relationships or relationships in general, whether that be with a friend or a girlfriend or the two of us who are married. Y'all will find out soon. Yeah, I'm one of them. Okay. All right. Whether it's dealing with those situations. Hey, okay. All right. Uh those situations, those conversations are things that we want to engage in, but also more importantly, I feel like where society has gone, we all know about toxic masculinity, right? We all know about how what being a man, how that is being portrayed by people. But we wanted to be able to give our insight from the perspective, and I love that Cole was talking about perspective being not being a streamer, but like when we're dealing with these conversations, when we're dealing with these topics, we want to give our perspective as men. Not saying that we're going to be like talking about the most political things out there. Just want to let you guys know this is not a political podcast. This is a podcast where three brothers are coming together just to talk about life in general, talk about the things that we love, the experiences that we're going through in life. We all three are in different life stages, but we are still brothers in those things. Even when life pulls us in three different directions, we're still able to gather here, whether that be once a week or every day in Discord, just to talk to each other and build each other up. And we wanted to make a space and a place where people can see that and also be a part of that, if that makes sense. But I know I just talked for a good like 17 hours.
Oh no!
I'm gonna let you guys kind of talk about why you guys wanted to be a part. If I'm not mistaken, it was my idea, right? Where I said, "Hey, y'all, I think we should make a podcast." What made you say, "Yeah, I want to do a podcast with you, Breezy"?
You want me to be me?
Go ahead, D2.
He said, "Do you want me to be me?" Go ahead.
I have a lot to say all the time. I be talking to myself. I be writing down scripts of movies that ain't even happening. I'm like, what if this was to say? But no, I joined the podcast because I feel like three different walks of life, three different people, as you said, three different ideas, mindsets. It would be cool to see what you guys feel. And I feel like we have, out of all the people we associate with, our chemistry never dies down, whether it be video game chemistry, conversation chemistry, or just of how we deal with each other on a daily basis. It never dies out, never dies down. And you better watch your mouth. Next comment you make might not be polite for me to say on stream. But anyway, I feel like with how many people we have all reached differently, someone can learn something from Cole or Breezy, as well as your people can learn something from us. So I feel like it was destined to happen. Because I met Martin through another person. And I ended up connecting more with Martin and Cole than the other person, only due to the fact because of Martin's background. And that was a blessing for me. Because it made me a lot better than I used to be and it made me who I am today. And I say thank you for that. That is why I want to be part of this podcast. Because of Martin and Cole. And some silly shit.
I think it's hard for me to put it like one or two like specific reasons on why I said yes. Well, okay, so a little like if you want me to be completely honest, half of it is just pride and like ego, right? Like I know I'm funny. Not really, but I think I can be.
Give us a joke. You better give us a joke right here, right now.
No. My slide comments are my specialty. My
I
slide.
need my ribs tickled right now. Not that way, sir. Why?
Pause. No, you ain't just say that,
though. Oh, man.
Not with you.
So I think a little bit of is an ego, right? Like you both, I think, are very in your own ways, because like we're all the same, but we're all very different at the same time. Like you both are very funny in your own ways, your own forms. But I think that I'm also just as funny. But it's not even really like as much of just the ego, because at the same time, I agree with D2. It's the chemistry between the three of us that really has never died, and at any point can just pick up, and it is content purely. Like it is beautiful and it is pure. And I think that really just the like I prior to accepting, we already, the three of us had a great relationship. And it was more of just, this is an alley, this is a way that we can be each other, and to tie back also, like, be ourselves, but also to tie back into what you said earlier when you said we're allowing others into ours. I think that was the biggest thing for me. That was the biggest reason, is the possibility of what we have to offer to others, not only as individuals, but as a group. And you know, like, I'm going to be real. You know how you hear artists all the time, like when they put out music and they're like, hey, I don't care if this thing sells one record. Yeah. Right. I don't care if it gets 1 view or 30,000 views. Right. Like, we make one person's day better. They come listen, they get entertainment, and it gets them through like a hard shift, or gets them off their mind, off of something they're dealing with. Anything along the lines. If we help one person at one time, I'm cool with it, bro. It was all worth it. Everything was worth it at that end, you know?
Oh no, we got you. Hold on. We're gonna let Cole finish. We're gonna hop on it. No, we got you. We got you.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Uno asked the question in the chat. I don't know if y'all saw the chat or not. He was asking about, what do we feel about men's health, and will we address it? What are your feelings on it, and why don't men express their feelings?
So that'll fit in perfectly with our third topic, Uno. So if you stay tuned, we will answer that question when we get to our third topic, because it's part of something that I want the three of us to be able to do, those things that you questioned about here on this podcast. So stay tuned. We won't forget you. We won't forget you.
That's a promise.
Go ahead, Cole.
Oh no, that was it, bro. That was literally just the impact, the potential impact that we could have. Yeah. That for me is the biggest key. That was the biggest motivator. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's also a little bit of D2 talking about how he needs his ribs tickled. That's something like that boy ain't got no sense, man.
It's air between from here to here. It's all air, just flows.
You do what you got to do.
That's it for me, though. I mean, y'all are my guys. It seemed like a dream scenario, a dream matchup. And if you're not gonna, you know, I'm gonna be honest. It was nerve-wracking, though, a little bit intimidating. But I also was like, if you don't jump, you know, you'll never know. And this could be one of the biggest things. Like, this could mean a lot to someone. You know, I don't know. Possibilities are endless. Like, I hate that saying, but the possibilities are endless.
I like what you said there with, you know, it takes that leap. And I don't know if y'all saw, you know, because, you know, I'm new on that thread, you know, that thread, the new Twitter. You know,
my boy love that thread.
I love that thread, bro. I love it. But it was something that I also tweeted, that it was something that I had read this morning that kind of like hit with why I wanted to do this. And the quote was this: it's often the small step, not the giant leaps, that bring about the most lasting change. And so, like,
who's that?
The small step here is being open with the conversations that we were already having. Like for you guys who are watching us, like me, Cole, D2, we play 2K, we play Warzone, we play Fall Guys. We game together. That's
We don't play Fall Guys. We don't play Fall. I can't get them on Fall Guys. Don't listen to my.
We
that.
played.
No, we don't.
I
We play
played Fall
once.
Guys with you like
We play
4
one.
times.
Nah, we play once every blue
All right,
moon.
we're gonna play since J. Cole butthurt now.
I validate for this game all the time.
Hold on. Here we go. We're gonna put since he butthurt.
She
now,
is very beautiful to me.
See, he butthurt now. We're gonna play Fall Guys more. Okay. Are you happy about that, sir?
I love that game. That game is immaculate. That game is immaculate.
We do, but like, which one is good at it?
But like we play video games together, like, and we spend a lot of our time together, especially our evenings. In the sense, like we live in three different locations in the United States. It's 3. We're not in the same city.
No, y'all in the same state though.
We in the same state, but I mean, Texas is huge. Like he's 5 hours away. Like so,
everything
but
is bigger in Texas.
Hey, okay, all right, but we're in 3 different locations, and like these are conversations that we're gonna have on this podcast that we were having like while playing video games together. And that's what I mean by we are opening up our conversation for you guys to see and hear, because not in the sense of like, oh, we're smarter than you guys and we're smarter than everybody and you need to listen to us. No, it's not that. Is that honestly, like, I think a lot of things that we go through together, a lot of things that we go through in this brotherhood, but also individually, someone needs to hear it, you know? Somebody, yeah, it's that impact effect that I don't know. There could be something D2 says, something Cold World says, something I may say, and I pray to God that it changes somebody's life. You know, you guys are going to hear me talk about this. I am a man of faith. I'm someone who is always going to give glory to God in anything and everything that I do, and I pray that this podcast glorifies Him in every way, shape, and form, through the conversations we have, through the laughs that we are going to have. But more importantly, if someone comes in the chat and needs help, I want to make sure that we are there for them. I want to make sure that they feel heard and they feel appreciated through the different things that we may be talking about as well. All right. But yeah, that's why we doing this, y'all. We doing this for the people. But more importantly, we're doing it so that we have a space, we have a place where we can speak about the things going on in our lives, but also the things that we love. Speaking about the things that we love, man, it's been a crazy NBA offseason.
Tyreek Hill to the Miami Heat, baby. Let's go.
But you better get on somewhere with that. With your Tyreek Hill to the Miami. Oh,
somebody got
That's Gabe Vincent's replacement.
Hey.
He running the point.
He's strolling to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Hey, come on now. Oh man, but man, we all go ahead.
Speaking of those Memphis Grizzlies, D2, your team has been making some acquisitions this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Where?
He said where? What you mean? Marcus Smart, man. That's my boy.
Yeah, okay, look. Yeah, okay, I got a few things. No.
Hold on. What you mean? Hold up. Hold up.
Okay, wait. In other news,
what you mean who?
What you mean? Why you block the other fella's face out, brother? Let that man.
No, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool.
Hey, he could sit up straight. Okay.
I can sit up straight.
So
I'm 6'3". I'm supposed to be touching the ceiling. Like, what is?
Guys, Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart. Who do we get?
You re-signed Bane to a 6-year 206, 250, or was he at 260?
We love you too, Andrea.
Either way, yes, sir. Either way, y'all signed Bane to a 5-year. That locks the core of Morant, JJ, and
y'all got 3 years.
Bane down.
That's all right. 3 years. Hold on,
hey.
He got 3, but he might only have 1 if he keep being stupid. But people don't realize it's a real parade in my city that will take you under the. Marcus Smart already got into the coaching. Yeah, man. welcome to Marcus Smart to the grid. Man, he already got into it.
Yeah,
And
Martin, you did
Derrick Rose
miss.
gonna be
D2
the glue.
showed me a video before we hopped on that has Marcus Smart already. Well, where was he at? He was at the club, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He always at the club. That's not nothing new.
Memphis
That's not
different.
nothing new.
Memphis different. Memphis different.
Hold on. I'm gonna let you know, D2. My hot take of the year. Marcus Smart is gonna change that culture for you guys.
No,
he
We
is.
got Derrick Rose.
He is.
No.
Listen, Derrick Rose is going to mentor Ja, but Marcus Smart, his mentality on that court is going to change y'all's team. All right, y'all already got rid. You guys already got rid of the cancer, Mr. I can't shoot threes. Don't poke the bear. You know, Dylan Brooks. Okay, you got rid of him.
Houston.
All right, you got rid of him. You sent him to Houston. Well, y'all didn't send him to Houston. Houston picked him up and paid him a whole bunch of money for no reason.
Overpaid. We'll get to that. We'll get to that
reason. For no reason. We'll talk. I know Cole already has. Cole already has his. He got his checklist of what you doing. Okay, but we got to think about. And this is the thing why I'm excited for Marcus Smart. Right, like you look at what he did in Boston with that young group of guys, with Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. You had Grant Williams, Robert Williams III, a whole bunch of young dudes, and he was that leader in that locker room. Whenever he was coming off the bench, he was still that leader in that locker room. So much so that that's the reason why Al Horford wanted to come back to Boston. He wanted to be a part of that.
He's a bad player.
One conference title.
He would be the leadership we need, but again, as we spoke previously, my city ain't like every other city, Martin.
You gotta give him a chance, man.
I'm not taking nothing away from his athleticism, his basketball.
One conference title.
My city, if you ain't built strong, it'll take you under. Look at Ja. Ja ain't new to their life or what he doing with his hands. His family is simply located and destinated in them places. This ain't something he just picked up on. Memphis just brought it out of him. When he was at Murray State, he was still doing the same thing. Since he was at Murray, they never paid attention. He in the NBA in front of bright lights and cameras, it gets seen.
But then here's my question then. Why isn't Bane doing the same things?
Because Bane was just like a pimp on the bench.
But listen though, but that's not what I'm saying though. Like you got Ja, and I'm not saying like shout out to the city of Memphis. We love you. I don't know if there's any viewers out there, but we love you.
Yeah,
I don't want you thinking that we bashing you right now. But also D2, one of y'all. Okay, that's his city. Okay, so he bashing his own city. I'll talk about Boston and how racist they are too. But anyway, but it's one of those things though where like I think. And this is because of how much I love the attitude Marcus Smart has. Marcus Smart does. A city's not going to change Marcus Smart. No, he's already established who he is, right? And I think that's what you guys needed. And also, he's a better Dylan Brooks. Like he shoots better.
Credit, man. Don't give Brooks too much credit. Brooks.
That's what I say. He's a better Dylan Brooks.
Brooks can hit an open three in the ocean.
Marcus Smart has his days. Okay, he has his days where I was just like, you can ask my sisters. I used to be like, they'd be like, Mark, what are you talking about? I used to be like, anytime he get the ball for a catch and shoot, I'd be like, don't turn into Marcus Dumb now. Don't turn into Marcus Dumb.
Let me ask you something. Martin, I got a question purely for you as a Marcus Smart friend or like lover. Yeah. That sounds weird, but as someone who adores Marcus Smart,
fan,
okay, I guess. So
Marcus Smart.
Who would you say is consistently the better defender? And this is just between guards, right? You taking Drew or you taking Marcus Smart?
Drew. Which Drew?
Talking about Drew Holiday?
Yeah. All day Drew. Drew is a mini Pat Bev. But he can shoot.
So I'm gonna take Marcus because he's
big. No. Listen.
Drew is like he he's more technical in his defense. If you understand what I'm saying,
Mhm.
like, but Marcus is scrappy, meaning he's gonna go for the steals. He's gonna be up in your face, but he's also looking for them. As much as I hate it, he's looking for them trash fouls. Them refs be calling them charges, all that stuff. Like Drew isn't doing that. Like he's looking more. I compare Drew Holiday to like D2 on 2K, looking for them steals. He's looking for those passing lanes. He's looking for the pockets to swipe the ball. But
I'd agree with that.
Marcus Smart, he is a scrappy individual, and that's why I'm picking him because one, he's a bigger body. Two, he can guard 1 through 5. I don't think Drew can guard 1 through 5.
They weigh the same.
You're not gonna see Drew Holiday guard the 5.
He guard 1 through 4. They weigh the same.
Marcus guard 1 through 5.
Okay, so let me ask you.
Guard the 5 because Tatum can't see across his face.
Let me divert.
That makes no sense.
Let me divert.
No sense. You can't say because Tatum can't see across his face. It's defense. He don't need to see across his face. Okay. Go ahead,
Let me ask you. Okay, it's no doubt that he's had an immense pigment. I'm coming. All right.
Whoa.
It's chill out. Come on, bro. Ain't no
That's
way.
a TikTok.
Ain't no way. Look.
Put it in reverse, Terry.
Look, it's no doubt that he had an immense impact on the Celtics, right? But let's be real, right? Draymond's had a really immense impact on the Dubs, right? And their young core. Oh, you tripping, dog?
He just punched people.
What he say?
He said he just punched people.
He only punches one person.
But
he ain't punching. He'll stomp on somebody. He'll kick you in the nuts. But he only punching one person.
You can take Draymond out, right, of that system, put him on another one, and that being the vocal leader shit ain't gonna fly the same way that it flies over in Golden State.
It won't,
right?
Because he has
that's the same exact thing that you're trying to say with Marcus Smart, though. I don't think he's going to go there and have an immediate change because he's not going to be able to step in that locker room and be the vocal leader because unless he has the
Marcus?
Yes.
You don't think Marcus is going to walk in that locker room and talk?
No. Yes. Not the way he was in Boston. No, sir.
No. So I'll tell you the
truth.
No,
sir.
Now, I only agree with Marcus.
He has the backing in Boston from the management. He won't have it right out the gate in Memphis.
Bro, our coach
Marcus
said
don't
we want
care
Marcus
about
Smart for his mentorship role, and he's a vet. That's why they got Marcus Smart.
Yeah, but neither of those are the yapping that he does. The yapping is completely separate than those two things.
No. Marcus don't care about management. Marcus cares about what the coach wants and what he needs to execute on the court. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, like, you look at Marcus with Brad Stevens, with Ime, and with Coach Mazzulla. He looked like a meerkat, by the way. I don't know if y'all noticed that.
Chill out. Come on, bro.
That's my coach.
Come on.
I can make fun of him. He's my coach. But even with those three coaches, whatever they needed, the person that you gonna trust to make it happen was Marcus.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that, that's who he is. Like he was even like that at Oklahoma State in college. It's just the type of player he is. He's going to win that locker room, and that's all you need to do.
Oh, he will win it. Yes, he will win it. So but he won't have it out the gate.
Oh, yes, he will. I'm
telling you. I disagree.
Bro, he's going to have it only because.
What do you think?
I disagree with both. What do you?
He has Derrick Rose there to back him. They didn't go get Marcus Smart because he's an awesome ass athlete. No.
I don't think.
They got him there for his leadership and for his mouth.
Agreed. And I feel like
I'm with you. I'm with you on that point.
One second. I gotta give a quick shout out to my awesome cousin, Barbie. How you doing? Appreciate you. Go ahead.
Barbara. You said Barbara or Barbie?
Barbie. Her name is Alice, but she go by Barbie.
Oh.
Okay, you giving that government name? Hey, bro, chill out.
Bro, while we got you here, what you sipping on right there?
I'm sipping on juice. Don't worry about it.
Sipping juice.
So what you? Wow. Okay, so we got the Marcus Smart getting to Memphis. Another big.
Kristaps Porzingis in Boston.
That's what I'm saying. Another one. Boston picks up Kristaps. What do we think is going on with that? As a C's fan, how you feeling?
Listen. This is
I
how I
like
feel.
warm hugs.
This is how I feel inside. Okay, this is how I feel.
Whoa,
right?
Whoa,
this is how I feel. All right.
Okay.
It's a Dave Chappelle joke. You should know that. You should know that, D2. That's a Dave Chappelle joke. You should.
How you feel inside, Martin?
It's how I feel inside. First of all, I ain't touching my chest. Okay, I'm out here. You over here. This is how I feel. That's on you. I'm not touching my chest. You are. Okay, wait. Pause. You ain't touching my chest, but you get what I'm saying. But anyways, all right. If I think the reason why we make this trade, right? One, I'm sad to see Marcus Smart go, right? As a Celtics fan, like he is, as much as I hate everyone in media saying this, oh, he's the heart and soul of the team. He's the heart and soul of the team. Like yes, I get that. But there are things that we need as a squad that having Marcus Smart wasn't going to happen for us. Like I honestly felt like if we were going to go to the next level, we needed to give up one of the three players, as in Tatum, Brown, or Smart. And out of the three, I'm glad that it is Marcus Smart, not Jaylen Brown.
No doubt.
Okay. Now adding Kristaps into our lineup, one, he could play the 4, he could play the 5. He could play the 3 if he wanted to as well. Yeah. He brings something that we haven't had in Boston in a long time. A center who can actually play in the post. Al Horford does not play in the post. Robert Williams III, he's not one to post up, back someone down, pivot, go up for a layup or dunk. You can leave that out. I'll take care of it. Sorry, I was talking to the wife. He's not that type of player, but Porzingis will. He has that game where he can post up, yam it, he could shoot that fadeaway, and he can shoot the 3 better than Al Horford and way better than Robert Williams III. So I think he's at peace. Now I'm not gonna say, yeah, we championship team now. We going all the way to the finals and yada yada yada. I'm not that type of person. I know there's a whole chemistry set that we're gonna have to fix. I need to know who's gonna be running the point for us, whether that's Mr. White, what's his name? Derek? Is it Derek? Yeah, Derek White.
Bald man White. You see that boy shaved his head?
It's about time, man. They
were peeling back, boy.
At least he didn't LeBron D2. D2, you killing me, man. You killing me. Oh, what was I saying? At least he did LeBron and try to like Sharpie it in. You know what I'm saying? Not my goat. My goat just went bald. Amen. But I need to know who's running our point. Whether that's going to be Malcolm Brogdon. I still think there's a possibility we trade him away because he was in that initial trade that broke down. If I'm not mistaken, we were going to give up Brogdon instead of Smart in that first Porzingis trade.
Speaking about that, yeah, because I messaged you about that when the news first broke. I messaged you and was like, "Yo, what do you think Brogdon for Porzingis 3-team trade?" And you were not very happy about the fact that they let go of Brogdon.
Yeah.
And then Marcus Smart, and you were like, dang, I can't believe they let Marcus go. Out of the 2 candidates that you could have potentially lost between Brogdon and Smart, are you happy with the one that they chose, or would you have rather kept Smart and dealt Brogdon?
In a perfect world, I keep Smart, right? Just because it's defensive thing. But I understand why they did because of how Derek White played defensively. How Derek White played defensively in the playoffs, like he stepped up his game a lot. And I think if we were too guard heavy. The Celtic squad last season was too guard heavy. And I think because of that, we ran into some issues in the playoffs. We couldn't play big. We played a lot of small ball. But with that, if I'm GM, like I'm trying to keep Marcus Smart because I understand what he means to Boston. to the Celtics, right? And that's just more of a sentimental thing. But if I'm gonna look at it as who's the better facilitator, I think Brogdon and Derek White is a better facilitator than Marcus Smart.
Speaking of guard heavy,
Yeah, I was about to say I have another.
What
hold
about
on.
your team? Because
Hold on.
have no guards now.
Yeah, I was about to say we're real big heavy. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Give me 1 second before we hop on and I slaughter my team real quick. I have a question. So to touch back on when you said you were very guard heavy, and y'all were very guard heavy. Yeah. It doesn't help when you have like almost 40-year-old Al Horford playing like very, very valuable minutes every game. He is accruing all that mileage over the season, and that's going to wear down on his body differently than it's going to wear down on like a Robert Williams or a younger defensive player. And y'all are just thin at that position, period. And a lot of the load that was getting thrown onto Al Horford, I mean, you can't expect that out of Al at this point in his career. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now to y'all's joy, my team is just freaking stupid. Okay. let me indulge you. Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we drafted a 6'5" small forward. I'm not going to try to pronounce his name. I want one of the announcers at the games to try to pronounce that first, and then let me laugh at that. Then I'll pronounce it and embarrass myself.
I'm gonna hold you to it.
We got multiple picks. We took one thing with me, right? So we have. Let me look at this, right? We have Walker Kessler at center. Okay, everyone knows how that went. It was a pretty impressive season out of him. I'm not too hurt about it. Okay, we have Lauri Markkanen. I hate his name. Yeah, I hate his name. I always butcher it. I know how it's pronounced, and I still butcher it. Right. And then what do we go and do? Okay, now granted, officially Lauri can play the 3, and he usually does play the 3 for the most part, but we did have him at the 4 for a good percentage of the season in the lineup. Like he wasn't coming in checking in at the 4, but he was playing the 4 role with the roster that was out. One thing with me, why do we trade and grab John Collins? Okay, I'm sorry. Like, I loved watching John Collins in Atlanta on 2K when I'm doing a my NBA. Martin, I'll tell you, John Collins, if I could get him, I'm trading for him. In regards to rim running and running that offense, getting the boards and pushing the pace, that bro is immaculate, and I love him as a player. I adore his game. Bro, we are already big. We are already big heavy. We have like 3 or 4 centers and then 3 or 4 power forwards. Bruh, I get it. We signed Jordan Clarkson to a new deal. We've inked him in for like 3 or 4 years. That's a good pickup, bruh. Hooper, I'm glad to have him back, right? Bruh, first off, my man, we need a fucking young, aspiring point guard, okay? We did go out and grab a small forward, right? But the sad thing is that we had Juzang from, it was either UCLA or Gonzaga, one of the two that we grabbed last year in the draft. I didn't see bro play much this season. Where was he at? Oh, maybe because we have all these old, like veteran players trying to mentor players that aren't going to win shit. Like even with, excuse my language, even with the vets, we're not going to win anything. Okay. Our team is constructed like we're playing in the freaking 80s. Okay. The only one who defies the old game is Lauri Markkanen, and that's because he's a big that can shoot, run, do it all. He is kind of just like the prototype, if you're going to give anyone the.
Andrea says she's going to buy you some Jazz merch.
Don't make it John Collins. Don't buy me anything John Collins.
Hey, now you have to get it. Now you have to get John Collins.
No, because if you buy me a John Collins something, I'm not gonna burn it because that's valuable to me. Like I'm not gonna, but like if it's John Collins, I want to
put
burn
it next to his controller on the wall there. He gonna put it in a frame.
Don't call me out like that. You know that's how it's what people do.
When Cole gets to talking injury, I'll tell you why you shouldn't be sad about your sons. They're making the behind the scene moves. I just saw it today on Twitter and TikTok.
Yo, nah, they came in like for low budget players. They grabbed a good squad to back up their big
Guess
star
who their
lineup.
point guard's about to be?
Who?
Raja and Rondo.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope.
Think about that.
That's what
He
they really
doesn't wanna
need, though.
shoot.
Who did Rondo play for last year?
He's a
He
free
didn't.
agent.
He didn't.
He didn't play?
No.
No.
How old is Rondo? Let me look that
I
up.
think he's about, I'm 39. I think we're the same age. Me and LeBron are the same age.
He's not as
Right.
old as LeBron.
LeBron came, I think he came in the year or two after LeBron.
You say you 39.
He 37. Yeah.
You 39?
2 years after.
Yeah, LeBron's 39. Me and LeBron go to high school the same year.
But so you 39.
Yeah.
Martin, how old are you?
Me? 27.
Damn.
I'm 27.
Damn.
I'm 27. Hey, COVID. That COVID year messed me up. In my
That's
age,
a
bro.
TikTok. That's a TikTok, bro. Oh my
Hey,
god.
Hey, you got to think about it sometimes. Bro.
Bro said, I'm 27.
As a married man, he asked his wife, and I do that all the time. Baby, how old am I?
Yeah.
Well, okay. Wife know how old I am.
Yeah.
Right,
babe. I'm 27, right?
Yes, you're about to turn 28.
I'll be 28 in December. Yeah. See?
wait, ask her. When's,
Okay, I see you, Uno, with the 31. Uno.
Thank you.
Boy, got a flask. What you got in there?
dang, you fancy boy.
Flask.
This is water. Calm down. This is not a flask. What kind of flask is that? Oh my god.
Flask.
He's got to
Oh, dude.
he's got to chase down his juice.
What do you mean, juice? It's fruit punch. Calm down.
Just like
sipping that fruit punch with your pinky out.
hey, bro, just like when I was a kid and I asked my parents what you drinking on, they're like, "Oh, this just adult juice." That ain't no damn adult juice, bro. You drinking some hard liquor or something, bro. No damn. This that juice.
Juicy juice. Fruit punch.
That looks like a awfully orange juice, bro.
Nah, it's red. What are you talking about? It's
That
red.
look orange right here.
You saying
That look like the same color as your
Separation.
pillows. No, that's your pillow color, and that's the same color as them pillows in the back.
brother, you need to
No,
get
that
your
ain't.
camera
What you
fixed. That's
talking
pink
about?
and the pillow orange. You need your camera fixed.
Yeah. You
Nah,
gotta
that's my
pick your
screen.
saturation.
That's my screen, bro. That ain't me.
Okay,
Hey, Andrea asked you who's your favorite player is, Cole, so she can get you a jersey or something.
Nah,
I
she
don't know
don't
if she
need.
said jersey. She said
He
get
said
you a little
Collins.
song. She said John Collins.
Not John Collins.
Okay, so I have a question.
Nah, honestly, it's probably Clarkson at this point. It's either Clarkson or Kessler.
So my question is this, Martin. I know you have some sippy juice. Is your sippy juice to relax you, or to ease your mind from the day you had? Which will take us
Oh,
into our next topic.
It's just to chill. It's a chill.
Chill.
Yeah.
So
No, I don't. I'm.
this is my
I
sippy
don't-
juice cup.
Yeah. I just, for me, it's just to chill. It's not nothing.
Sir, you
more
are-
than that. I try
You are
not
a pastor. You cannot be partaking in these drinking
That's
activities.
not true.
I don't drink to get drunk.
That's what you can't do. You can drink to
I don't-
enjoy,
I
but you
don't-
cannot drink to get drunk.
I don't drink to get drunk. I drink it. That's why I said it's juice. Like it's not. And also, if you were to ask me the ratio, it's a very small ratio. So
It's
it's
like
not
a
even
quarter
like-
of a percent to one.
Exactly.
He sneezed in the cup and poured everything else on top of it.
But ew, I just imagine that. I can't with you. I cannot with you. I can't. That's enough. That's enough.
Achoo.
Oh, man, I cannot. Can we talk about why you got
Oh
empty
my
bottles?
God.
You've been planning this, haven't you? You've been planning this. He was ready. He was ready.
Hold on, Cole. Hold on. Achoo. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Y'all are wild.
I
Y'all
think-
are wild.
Hey, so here's my thing. Here was a question that a coworker asked me, and I thought was kind of funny, but kind of screwed up
When
as
you
well.
say
Right?
coworker, do you mean coworker?
Nah, it's just a dude I work with.
Oh, okay, just check it.
All right.
No,
So
like just
I know,
you're talking about Morpheus.
I know about your coworkers.
Talking about
Um,
Morpheus. Gotcha.
Okay.
Go ahead, Keanu.
we stick it, yeah, I was about to say we sticking with the Keanu jokes. No, one of my boys asked me because the Rockets added Fred VanVleet and
Fred, who bet?
like
Fred bathes your feet. What?
Fred VanVleet.
That is not his name.
Fred
It's
Van
Van
Vliet.
brother. You
Is
said
it Vliet?
Fred bathes your
Fleet.
feet. What?
No, I said Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, Fleet.
Yeah.
Van
Either way.
Band's feet.
They added Fred VanVleet and Dylan Brooks and Jack Landell and Jeff Green, if I'm not mistaken. I think both Fred and, if I'm not mistaken, both Fred and Brooks are on 4 years, and Jack or Jake, whichever Landale is or Lagdale is on a 3. I think Jeff's on a 1-year $8 million, if I'm not mistaken. But he was asking me, he was like, bro, they made some good acquisitions. We did not. He was like, I'm gonna be real. I think the Rockets do better than the Jazz this year. He was like, I don't think they're playoff bound, but I think they do better than the Jazz this year. What did y'all take on that? Because I'm gonna be real. As much as I would like to say I don't, or as much as I would like to say I disagree, I don't. Like I genuinely think he's on something. I don't think we're gonna have a good season. And I think the Rockets, especially with Amen Thompson, I don't know if y'all watched him earlier today while he was playing his summer league game, but he had an ankle injury. But before that, he was balling. I think he had like 15 or 16 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 4 or 5 blocks. Like he was doing his thing.
I'll tell you this. I know who gonna hate the who not gonna like the Heat. That man with his Boston head on.
Why?
Because they got Dame Dollar.
Did they make the trade?
Oh, it's made. I'm pretty sure they made. He is eager. He even willing to take money. He willing to lose money to make the trade.
They haven't made the trade yet, have they?
I don't think it's made. But that man said, "I'll take a pay
they
cut."
haven't made the trade.
He
wants to play. He wants to play in Miami. But to answer Cole's question, I'll put money on the Jazz because I'll
Really?
root for you. Yeah, I'll root for you, and just mainly because the whole Dylan Brooks thing. I don't think he's going to make that team better. I think he makes that team worse, in my opinion. Especially because it is a young group of guys. Now, I think the addition of Fred is really good for the Houston Rockets. I think he's going to bring a level of maturity and decisive play on the court that they need, especially with is it Jalen Green?
Jalen Green, yeah.
Yeah, Jalen. He's the 2, right? Is he the 2?
Yeah, so they have no. He's a 2. He's a 2. Yeah. They have Porter. Porter was there. Whatever.
Porter coming off the bench now.
Well, I saw him in trade rumors earlier. So it's not right now. Here's what they're
done yet. They're not done yet.
Right now, here's what their roster is. They have Fred VanVleet. They have Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith, Alfred Sengun. That's their starting lineup. On the bench, they have Amen Thompson. Let's see. What is old boy's name? Darn, brother. What is it? KJ? I can't remember his name. Nah, not Hamlin.
We're looking at the Rockets.
So why
yes,
you think
it's the Rockets.
I'm gonna tell you why I think the Rockets won't be good. And this came from a point guard who was all about business, all about work. He just wanted to win. He said, and I quote, "When I walked in the locker room, it was a disaster. The organization sucks. That's why Harden went out." He said Harden was leaving. I was flying in like, I'm going to be with Harden. I'm going to get mentored. Like where I got there, it was legit adult high school for men. He said the coaches don't care, owners don't care. You do what you want, and they treat you like boys. And that's why he's an LA Clipper point guard now. But he said that their organization won't survive much longer if they don't get some real vets there. And Dylan Brooks is the wrong person to put in Houston.
What
So they got Fred VanVleet, Dylan Brooks, Kevin Porter Jr.,
That's
Jalen
it.
Green,
Kevin Porter.
KPJ.
Jabari Smith Jr., Ahmed Thompson, Jeff Green.
Yep.
KG.
He's a free agent.
Jack Lagdale.
Is it Jack or Jock?
It's some weird. I think it's either Jack. It was either
It's
Jack
Jock.
or John or something like that. It's weird.
Jock.
Yeah,
It's
she said Jock
J-O-C-K.
Landale. Andrea just
Jock
said that.
Landale.
He came from the Suns.
He's a free agent though, right?
Nah, he came from the Suns. He's on a 3-year, like 32 or 4-year, 32.
So if that's the case, what do you guys think about the guy that just got the big money? Where did he go? I think about Fred VanVleet, they got big money. Fred VanVleet got big money.
Yeah,
Fred he got money. I don't think he got big money. He got like
36,000.
Nah, he got like
87?
He got 4-year 120.
Yeah, 4-year 120. He's getting
That's a lot, bro.
I mean, it is a lot, but like it's not.
He's a champion though. So
it's not. It's not a lot in comparison to other guys that got signed this offseason though. Like you had 4 or 5 guys get 200+ million for the same years, basically.
I think the 2 big signings that are going to be beneficial for their teams so far that I've seen outside of my Celtics is
Jeff Green,
Austin Reeves for the Lakers. I think that was a big plus for them.
Yeah, they're
big plus for them. And a former Celtic now, Grant Williams to the Mavs. I think Grant Williams to the Mavs, he's a catch and shoot player, but he's also scrappy on defense as well. And he's not the best rim protector, but he can protect the rim at times. And that's something Dallas really needs. I think that's something that is and I don't think Dallas is done. And I also like their draft that they had. They drafting the guy who they draft. I'm blanking on his name.
They dropped a bag on Kyrie. $206 million, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was up there.
Yeah. Well, I think them signing back Kyrie was good too. I think
that one I'm not too sure on. Let me look it up real quick.
So here's my thing. Here's my thing with Kyrie though, right? Like, I think if you give him and Luka some time, I think they can go on a deep playoff run. I'm not gonna say they're gonna be a championship team or anything. But I think they'll be
3-year. He got a 3-year 126.
Gotcha.
So I mean, he making Fred VanVleet money in one less year.
In a year, he'll make at least almost 97,000. I mean 97. Yeah, 97. But this is my thing, Martin. To ask what you saying with Kyrie being signed again, him and Luka don't make a deep playoff run. They just missing one thing, bro. If they get a dominant 3-4, a 3-4 slasher, they win everything. They win it all.
I think them picking up Seth Curry was big too.
Yeah, that was a good signing. That was good.
Was big.
This is my question. You got 3 guards now. How do you do that? Do you go one?
I think Seth is coming off the bench. Seth is coming off the bench.
Who?
Seth. I mean, whenever Luka needs rest or Kyrie needs rest, I think having Seth Curry.
They're gonna move Luka to the 3.
No. I think Luka stays as the number 1, Kyrie number 2, or they figure it out. What honestly, their biggest thing they need to figure out is the fourth quarter. Who is going to be the definite closer for the Mavs?
That's the thing.
That's where they struggled with.
Did Andrew already leave?
Last year. I'm not sure.
It looked like somebody. So I'm saying
she didn't leave. There is a player that we drafted by the name of Taylor Hendricks from UCF.
He's a dog.
He a dog. He is something special, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't buy rookies jerseys most of the time because I'm not a fan of buying a rookie jersey.
Andrew is still here, by the way.
I buy that jersey. That's a legit. He between him and what's his name that went to Miami, those are the 2 guys that weren't like the big name ballers coming into like the top 5 picks. That dude that we got, Taylor Hendricks, and the dude that went to the Heat from UCLA are ballers. They are hoopers. They don't even have a label. They are hoopers.
I'm gonna buy his jersey. Cam Reddish. I'm buying Cam Reddish's jersey. He was
Cam, nice,
bro. And the Lakers signed him.
Yeah. No, he gonna actually have a legit role. That's the big thing with him is it's not even
Hachimura.
He's not even. No, they got Hachimura back. He gonna replace Malik Beasley. He's replacing Malik.
Lakers are running it back, bro. I think the Lakers
they got Austin back. They got D'Lo back. Both of them on 3 or 4. I think Austin's a 4-year, isn't he? Austin's a 4-year. D'Lo's a 3-year. Hachimura's a 3-year.
I don't know why they re-signed D'Lo.
That was the one I didn't like.
I don't think D'Lo is going to
hinder.
I don't think D'Lo is going to have another Harden effect.
D'Lo was the reason they lost.
I swear, bro. No,
Murray had D'Lo looking like a preschool.
I don't think. But honestly, though, like, think of like this is D'Lo's. It's not his first time in the playoffs. But if you go back and go look at how D'Lo played, take this playoff run. Well, take that series out. Hey, what's up, John? Appreciate you bringing the basement show, man.
Take what series out? The Nuggets?
Yeah, take that series out. Like, bro, I'm talking about this year. Take this year out.
Okay.
Go look at D'Lo in the playoffs
with the Timberwolves.
With the not just the Timberwolves, but with the Nets as well. Before Kyrie and them were there,
he ran down with the Nets. He was.
I think, like, honestly, I think you know how like in baseball when they say the pitcher catches the yips, where like he can't like throw to first base at all.
Yeah,
I don't know where you're going with this, bro.
I see what you're saying.
I think this year was an anomaly for D'Lo. I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
That's why I said I don't think he'll have the Harden effect because we know in the playoffs, Harden every year he gonna choke. Like that's the Harden effect. Mm-hmm. I don't think this will happen again with D'Lo, especially since he has LeBron James in his locker room, who is one. He makes his teammates better, and I think he'll find a way to kind of unlock D'Lo, especially in the playoffs. In my opinion,
speaking of Harden's choking in the playoffs, I really feel bad for him. In one playoff year, and it's specifically 18. I feel bad for him for one game, and it was everything. Or no, I feel bad for him up until about game
6.
Nah, not even that far. Probably game 4, because after like game 3 or 4, his mentality it still worked. He still got results. But you saw the switch over from how he played originally, where they were getting like that blowout wins.
Because he wasn't the focus of the offense anymore. Once Embiid came back, he was like,
give me my ball. So hold on. So John, to answer your question, I heard that Pat Bev went back home to Chicago.
No, he's with the Sixers right now.
So I heard that he's wanting to go back to Chicago again. I don't know how that, but he said he wants to go. Either he want to go home or he want to come play for us, which I don't think we need him.
I think Pat Bev will be okay with the Sixers. I mean, I don't think he's going to be a contributor offensively.
What-wise? His NBA high is 10 points. NBA high on defense, he had 9 steals in one quarter. I think it was like 8 or 9 steals in a quarter. I mean, so it translates, but he's not a scorer. So he needs to go to a team like Chicago.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, the Sixers, they got to figure out what they're going to do with Harden. I think since he requested that trade, I mean, there's no market for him right now. Nobody wants him. He's a quitter. That's why I say I don't feel bad for him. The way he honestly, like, the way he quit out of Houston, the way he quit out of the Nets, like, that's just who you are. And, like, I don't think that's fair for your teammates. And I don't think that's fair for the organization at all. And honestly, like he balled out. Like honestly, I knew Embiid was gonna get his points. I was like, man, we gotta make sure Harden doesn't get to his little step back, flopping for fouls. Like he can't get him in that rhythm. Mm-hmm. And when he was doing that game 1, game 2, game 3, I was like, sheesh, we in trouble. But I think after game 4, when we won that game, I think that one took the soul out of him because he balled out.
You're right, John. He would be a 6-man off the bench. Go ahead, Cole.
So the Spurs Summer League game just ended,
How did Wemby do?
This is the first game that Wemby played. He had tonight 9 points on 2 for 13 shooting. He went 1 for 6 from behind the arc. No, I mean, it's one game. But listen to his whole stats. I mean, he didn't have a great game, but he also didn't have a terrible game. 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists, 2 for 13 total, 1 for 6 from behind the arc.
I'll tell you why. When you go ahead, Clark, I'll give you my why.
No. Go ahead.
Who the hell cooking in the kitchen,
bro?
My wife. It's my wife.
So overseas is slower than the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You got kids fresh out of college. You got some guys who just left a playoff running team gunning up and down the court.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby ain't ready for that. He was practicing the other day. His first practice. He was gassed. Like I'm talking about. They was like Wemby has to adjust to being in America. He's not used to being here like all the time, running. In France, overseas, he takes 7 steps. He down the court. He can shoot on them guys. You got guys the same height as you that are 10 times more athletic. Like when Dwight Howard made that dumb comment about Jokic. Jokic will bury Dwight Howard. Just like Wembley has to realize he's not gonna do nothing against Embiid. He's not gonna do nothing against Joker. He's not gonna do nothing against Cat or the other guy down there. He's not gonna do nothing against AD. He has guys that are built like him that are going to destroy him, and he has nothing to do with it. Martin, you leave me alone.
No, it's John. It's John. He said was gas and getting harassed by Britney Spears.
Yeah, bro. She tried to steal
bro.
him.
Come on, bro.
She tried to steal a grown man. Literally, his bodyguard had to slap her. She tried to take him home with her.
Talk your
Ain't
talk,
no way,
man.
bro.
No, but I think here's my thing with Wemby, and here's my Wemby take. I think a lot of people were putting him too high on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's gonna be a Giannis, meaning being so dominant he's gonna take over the game. I don't think that. One thing Wemby will have for him his ability to block shots and protect the rim. I think if he becomes elite at that, and I think with his size, he already has a head start to do that. I mean, you said he had 5 blocks?
5 blocks.
Yeah. I think his ability to defensively will solidify him above the rest. Now, his offensive game, and I heard this in Draymond's Draymond was on Paul George's podcast, and he was talking about all the stuff he was doing overseas. He ain't gonna be able to do that in the NBA because they finna smother him. One, they got tape on him. Right? And so so I was just like, I think Wemby will have a great defensive year. I think he'll struggle offensively. Unless Popovich unlocks something that we won't even see. But I also feel like since he's with the Spurs, I think since he's with the Spurs, we're not going to see that much of Wemby.
No.
I feel that.
Pop went to his box, bro, and unlocked. He gave that man access to Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and Pedro Siakam, one of the best shooters, one of the best big men, and one of the best perimeter players you could ever say in the league. He gave him those 3 guys to hang around and mentor. And what did they do? They say you need to get with Giannis after the season to find out how Giannis got bigger.
So I have something I want to bounce off of y'all.
Go ahead.
I personally have no big issue with it. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I've seen people getting quite up in arms about this. So as y'all know, in college, it is 5 fouls till you're out of the game. In the NBA, it's 6. And it kind of varies for what level you're at. But the Summer League has it to where you have 10 fouls until you foul out. What is your opinion on that? Do you think that is viable, or do you think that they should do away with that?
So,
and I like
you go
Summer League.
Yeah, I'm speaking from a basketball official standpoint of why they do that.
For me as a fan, I want to see my young bucks. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to see them. I don't want to see them foul out and get in foul trouble. Like, oh, now I gotta manage my minutes and I can't play. Like, I don't care about that. It's summer league. It's more of a for me. I view summer league as like the rookie and second year pickup. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm okay with it. Like, I have nothing against it. I'm not gonna be like, man, like, it gotta be more realistic.
This gotta change.
Right, I really don't care. I just want to see how my young players are going to play well. Are they going to how are they gelling with each other? And I think the more opportunity to see them on the court, the better. And that's just my opinion.
I agree 100%.
So with the reason there are 10 fouls for each player, it's giving them the college rule back, where it's a rule that the middle school and high school have taken on now, where it used to be in college. 5 fouls a quarter period was double bonus of it. So what they did was they took it to the NBA, D League, Gatorade League, all that. And for the summer league, what they do is they say, hey, 10 fouls, foul out. But in them 10 fouls, you get 5, you're done to the last quarter. Not one summer league has a person accrued all 10 fouls. They might get to 4 and they get set.
No, one of our dudes fouled out the other day.
You got to be.
Hey, didn't what's the name?
It's the dude that I won't pronounce. No, it's our guy. Brandon Miller's he's averaging 7.5 per game in these 2 games. But our dude
had more fouls than points.
Our small forward that I said I wouldn't pronounce his name because I want to hear them say it. That's the dude who fouled out. He actually fouled out.
True. So, and I say, if you
that was the first time, though. I do get what you're saying. That's the first time anyone's fouled out.
You got to be something. Your game is not fine tuned for you to be in the NBA yet.
Yeah,
you need to go back to college or D League. And to answer what you just said, John, with the 6 fouls in the NBA, it's really hard to get 6 fouls. You have players like Pat Bev. It's their job. Go get my 6. You're on the floor to get me my 6 fouls. You get the 6 fouls. Frustrate the player, get them off their game. I put my guy back on him. My guys knock him down. That guy's frustrated. He's out of his rhythm. That's why you got the Pat Bears of the world.
Kind of address John's thing. I think that's what the preseason's for.
Yeah.
They use the preseason to prep for the season because they'll be better in their rotation and stuff like this. Summer league is just to see how to develop their game.
It's basically a showcase. It's basically you showcase where you're currently at and with your young teammates what you're capable of doing at this moment, because then it gives them a direct indication of what they need to do going forward for the rest of the season.
Do they have their G Leaguers coming up too, or no?
No. Yeah. So your G Leaguers are in there too.
Yeah, but most of the time, most of your what is it? Predications, like your priorities. Your priorities are your draft picks and your second-year guys that need to get a little bit more fine. Like Jabari Smith, right? Jabari Smith was a starter for the Rockets all season, right? In his rookie year,
he's in the summer league.
He just hit a game winner in the summer league against I can't remember who they played, but he just hit they played Toronto, and he just hit a game winner against Toronto.
But our guy, Ken Lofton Jr., who I thought we lost to the Lakers, he was in the G League, came into the league. His first game dropped 40, like 40, 17, and 10.
Hey, he a hooper, bro. That dude a hooper.
Just the other day, dropped 50 in summer league game. His first time starting summer league game, he dropped 50.
Yeah, he's a hooper.
Bad guy.
Hey, what was
it? He's on his 6th time.
I know this is random, but what was the name of that dude? He played for the Lakers for like a game or two, but like he was in the G League.
He was from the G League. Yeah, I know who you're talking. God dang,
balled out. Like he had like he just ball. I'm blanking on his name, but like
I know it's Andre something. It's Andre something.
Yeah. Anytime we bring a G League, like I think of like, bro, like he had been playing. He was in the G League for a long time and finally got called up. Like. And for him to ball out.
That's what the summer league is for. Because the summer league is just not like if those like Cam Reddish got signed to the Lakers, his summer league is no need to see him play anymore. He doesn't.
Andre Ingram. Ingram is his name. Yes, Cam sir. I knew it was Andre.
Cam Reddish should get like minimal summer league minutes because he's signed to the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like if you're not signed contract, like legit ink contract, you're playing summer league, not just for your team to be or go G League. But the Grizzlies might say, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Spurs don't want to use.
Well, I'm saying
We're gonna
It's a showcase.
It's a showcase.
It's a
for other
showcase.
coaches. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your second interview, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Literally. I'm with that.
Good question.
So into that,
Well,
if y'all hadn't drunk no water, drinking some water like the pastor doing over there, get your sipping juice in. Get your Cole, put the damn put the red nuts down, please. I'm not telling you today. I said drink water. You gonna get a goddamn red nut.
bro, don't.
I grabbed it just because he said
And this is why we have problems in our education system. Grab some water. Someone grab a Red Bull, coach. I don't get it.
What you mean by water? What's water?
Does water have flavor, coach?
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Propel.
It has taurine in it, which is bull testicle juice. So yeah, I'm not doing that. Listen.
Carbonated water. The fuck? Why we got carbonated water? Just use regular carbon, or not carbon. Use regular water.
Stop.
Use regular carbon.
Stop. As they would say in the show, stop while you're eating. Yeah, just read the instructions.
Y'all keep going.
That.
I'm good.
That's
I'm
a TikTok. That's a TikTok. Hey, why are they using carbonated water for, man? Just use regular carbon.
You don't need no carbon fiber on your car. Just use fiber. I don't need a horn. I just go beep beep.
We about to post that TikTok. We're gonna have 30 TikToks to post. Most of them are just gonna be people in the comments like, damn, that white dude's stupid, bro. That dude's stupid.
Did you hear him say tickle your ribs?
He dropped out. He dropped out of school, bro.
He the only one still in school.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good time to transition to our third topic.
And I shall start that topic off to answer Uno's question.
Yes, sir. So I want to let the people know what this third topic is and what's it about. This is our pilot episode. So our first topic, we got to introduce ourselves. But moving forward, the first thing that we're always going to do here on Ordinary Misfits, we're going to check in with one another. And we're going to see how we're doing mentally, spiritually, and physically. The reason why I say this is because we all are going through certain things. We all are going through. We all live in different lifestyles. We're in different life stages, and there's things that we are going through that I think we should be able to talk about. But also, like I said, this is a space and a place for anyone and everyone to be able to feel heard and appreciated and loved. And so. I want to take this time to ask. I want to take this time and ask my brothers here, man, how you guys doing this week? How you doing mentally? How you doing spiritually, physically? Did you achieve some goals that you had out for this week? Were you able to, what's new in your lives? What are some things that you're looking forward to? I want to know how you guys are doing. And D2, you say you want to start out. And then let's do the check-in, and then once we're done with the check-in, let's answer Uno's question.
Yes. Okay. So mentally, I'm in a better state now than I was a couple months ago. And Martin, you know that. You know why?
Yeah.
Spiritually, way better. Physically, I could look and feel better. But when it comes to mental health, it's a hard way to describe it because as a man, what is the number one rule from your daddy? I don't want to see no goddamn tears.
Yep.
Keep that shit under the rug. Me and no cry.
My dad was different, so I'm sorry.
Hey, man, everybody ain't got both parents, brother. There's one on the weekend, one through the week. Can I finish?
God damn, boy.
I just said dad. I said my parents. God.
I'm gonna ask you two questions. Just yes or no. Your daddy married?
Yes.
To your mama?
Yes.
Go sit on that orange pillow and sit in the corner.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Like every family doesn't have that picket fence dream. I didn't get that. Mm-hmm. I got a hardworking black woman with 7 kids. 2 passed away, so she lost a lot mentally, which left me to be the in-house dad because my stepdad left and my daddy was married to somebody else. So it left me to be an in-house dad. So I didn't get a childhood. Not at all. I didn't get to be a kid till I was like 20-something because I had adult money and I could do what I couldn't do then. So it doesn't always work out how you think it will. So mentally, a lot of stuff that I have comes from childhood, like not trusting people. And how I was telling you guys earlier that it may sound weird when I say it, but if you think about it and ponder on it, it makes sense. I'm gonna start treating people like restaurants, not eating people, not Jeffrey Dahmer. What I mean by that is, if I don't like the way you're treating me or treating people around me, I'm gonna do what they call nowadays feed you with a long spoon. But I don't cook, so you ain't getting no meals from me.
In other words, he said, I ate from you and I ain't eating from you no more.
No. I not eat from you, Cole. I not eat from nobody, buddy.
No, I'm saying like you're treating them like restaurants. I ate from you. I'm not
had really
you no
good
more.
food and your service sucked, I don't want any of that food because I can deal with that shitty service. So if you can't respect me as a person and give me the respect I deserve, hey D2, you my dog, I appreciate you. Not saying, man, D2 a bitch ass, turn it up these lot. Why you gotta talk behind my back? You got my cell phone number. You didn't ask me for money. You done came and kicked it with me. You didn't talk to me. We done done everything. When you got money, you can tap your microphone.
I swear, no, bro, just quit.
But no, like I'm just at a point in my life where it makes no sense to hold baggage and luggage and bullshit. We are all adults. If you can't treat people how you want to be treated and see the ignorance that you're letting happen. Oh, well, so and so mad at me. Hold on. I know for a fact Martin ain't got no hot boy summer shorts on.
I swear you saw that, bro. He peeped up in the corner, bro.
Wait a minute. He got the hot boy summer shorts on. I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. But no, mentally, like I said, I'm in a new part of my life mentally. All the bullshit I let slide, as of today, it ends. So if you're on that bullshit spectrum, clear it up or stay on this side and leave me be. Because I'm gonna be prosperous with or without you.
Thanks.
And I mean prosperous because I'm going back to finish my education degree. What's up, hot boy summer? How you doing?
You got the
I'm a runner. I'm a track star. You wish you had these legs.
With some hot boy summer shorts on.
Hey, you wish you had these legs. Okay.
Bro, come on. I don't get hey, bro. I don't care how much people donate. I ain't pulling my damn leg up on stream, bro.
Cold shit
Hey,
like that.
Hey, one sec. Hey, Jacqueline, Ron, appreciate y'all being here. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Thank you.
Facebook show. John, appreciate you sending people this way, man. Appreciate that.
John.
I love that, man.
But no, Cole, how are you feeling, sir?
Yeah, how you doing, man?
I'm all right, bro. What were all the ways that you were saying? You said mentally, physically, spiritually.
Sam, it's in the corner.
Yeah. Okay, so I would say
Andrew said, Cole, show me your leg.
She did, Cole. Bust it out. Bust it open, Cole. Thigh muscles. I'm not gonna stop saying it until you show it. Don't rub your eye. Your eye's not itching, damn it. You're nervous. Show us how boy summer leg.
Nah, hold up. I'm pale, bro. Give me like 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks to tan up. I got you. I'm pale. All right, y'all see my pale face? That's how white. My legs that white, but a little bit whiter.
2 weeks from 2 Fridays, which would be the end of the month.
2 Fridays.
Quote me.
Go show you them legs.
Quote me. I'm gonna be out in the yard with just some underwear.
We're gonna make it a topic.
The neighbor hurting. I tell you what, the neighbor gonna be hurting, bro. He can't even look out his damn bedroom window.
Andrew says she accepts legs in personal messaging too. So
yeah, Cole, so we'll be expecting you to take a picture before you get on 2K tonight, bro.
Oh man. Oh damn. So go ahead. Mentally,
I'm doing all right. I mean, things could always be better, right? And I feel like that could be said in any aspect of life, whether it be like our relationships with our surrounding people, or in our career, or with school, or in any aspect of life. You could wish for more. And like, I'm aware that like things aren't perfect, you know what I mean? But yeah, I try to make the best of every day. Like, I don't know. I saw this quote on like TikTok like 2 weeks ago, and it was like, you're given 24 hours in a day. What you decide to make of it is between you. But like, if you woke up knowing that it would be your last 24, would you be happy with how you spent the last 48 or something along those lines, right? And that really made me sit there, because then I was like, it's very easy for me to sit here and be like, things aren't good, things aren't going my way. I'm really down about it. I wish it would have gone this way, but like at the end of the day, all I can do is keep going. and I just try to put on a smile and be bro. Like one thing, right? So one thing that I realize when I'm really down, right? Some of the things that make me the most happy are the individuals around me that not even are my friends, but maybe it's like the random coworker at work, or maybe it's like the doorman at some place, or like, bro, no, you did not.
So Halo.
Those people that may do like random acts of kindness, those things be uplifting me. So I try to like better myself, put myself in like a good mood, because I never know the effect that I could have on someone else who has it worse than me and like is still trying to make it through their day, right? Yeah. Spiritually, I'm doing better, bro. I try to keep around good I try to keep good energies and good vibes around me, and I try to not look down upon or like judge others who aren't good vibes or anything, but I just try to politely distance myself and give space. Physically, you know,
put your ass on the Wimby diet.
I could be a little
legs,
more.
Show them legs.
No, hell no. I could be a little less pale. Like I'd be better when I shave, get a little nice little shave in, get this freaking puby little peach fuzz off my face.
Ooh.
Hey, chill out. I didn't say the whole thing. All right. I didn't say the whole thing. Nah, man, but I mean, all is good, right? And like one thing that I realized is like even if I had all the accomplishments and all the things that I wished for right now, like all the things that could make my life better right now, if I were to get there and I were to be sitting in that exact point, I would still wish for more. You know what I mean? That is the human nature, and like I will never be satisfied. When I graduate college, when I get the dream job that I'm looking for, I will not be satisfied. I will still want more. And so like, it's not even really that like I'm down and like I need help. It's more of like, I'm just not going to allow myself to get comfortable, because I've realized that comfortability is my biggest weakness, and finding that I am comfortable in my everyday situation kind of scares me. And that's why I also agree. I don't know if y'all have heard it, but like, you know that saying where they're talking about we fear our inadequacies, or we fear that we are mediocre, right? Mm-hmm. Like my thing is like, I find that I fail and I don't accomplish, and I feel worse when I am down on myself and I feel like I'm not accomplishing what I need to do. And really that's just the wrong aspect. That's just the wrong mindset to have. And really it's that, bro, like I'm not where I want to be. Give me my education, give me my dream job. Guess what? I'm still not where I want to be. Give me all the riches and all the materialistic things that I could want. I'm still not happy. It's never going to be enough. That's just like the eternity of a grind that I have ahead of me. But no, it's I've actually yeah.
So I have a question. This goes to everybody. I know we're talking about health. You said something that resurrected something to me. Mm-hmm. You said you like being around like-minded people and people that have good vibes, right?
Yeah, not like-minded, but just good vibes. Like I don't like people that are exactly like me, because
no one wants a carbon copy or carbonated water, you know. But yeah. As Martin said a while ago, you know, we try to hang around people that are like-minded.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a trap. Because if we're just thinking the same, then we got the same shit intake, same shit outtake. Excuse my French.
Yep.
I try and hang with people that are better than me.
Birds of a feather flock
Martin's
together.
better than me spiritually and life-wise.
Yeah.
You're better than me educational-wise.
Shit, Martin.
Could I have a shitty beard?
Yeah, I swear, Martin topples me, bro. I don't even want to put my accolades against his.
I understand what you mean by that. Like I was always told, if you want to be better, hang around better.
Yeah.
And when you said that, it just made me. I had to get that out, because, like Martin said, someone could be listening to this, and this is their testimony.
I swear, yeah. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like I'm gonna drop a little piece on you, and I don't really want to get into like. This is one thing that like as much as I want to indulge the viewers and like I want to indulge, I would indulge y'all, but I don't know if I have the confidence yet to indulge everyone about like the backstory, but. Right? Like we all go through situations, we all go through hardships, right? And one of the reasons that I found Clay in the first place was I was going through a rough time, right? And instead of like sitting alone, I wanted to find other people, and one of the only things that was up running at that time were people streaming. Which is in turn how I found Clay, how I got in tune with these two, wrapped up with these hooligans. But like you, bro, we could, and not right now. Like it could be right this moment. It could be now. It could be now. It could be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it could be later on. Like we just happen to pop up in someone's For You feed. You know what I mean? And you never know how, like it's such a simple statement, but like you never know what another person is going through, and everyone is battling something, you know. Like that dude at work that is very quiet today and seems like really upset, bro, could have buried his mom like this weekend. You know what I mean?
They're happy friends.
You know, like there's some, you never know. And I try to not judge others for how they act all the time. I like to try to take like a median, you know, how you act all the time and put it together, because you may have a few bad moments here and there, but like if you're an overall good person, that will shine through, you know, that will show itself. And bro, you don't know, you could be a good person on here and speak a good word, and someone who really needs it hears it, or maybe they happen to just like send it to someone that they think's going through something, and hey, bang, you know, that's what it's all about, bro. Like just paying it forward.
Mm-hmm. Drop some knowledge on his pastor.
Well, mentally, I'm good. I'm in a good space. You guys know, but and a lot of people who may follow me personally on social media know that I've transitioned to a new position at my job at my church, and so it's been a lot of work and a lot of pressure on me, not by the job, but just on myself to be excellent at what I do. And so now I'm just kind of trying to, like, I'm what, 2 weeks in now of my new position, and just trying to find my routine. And but also in doing that, being able to find rest in those things. It's so easy to go and go to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, and figure out, well, this has a problem, this has an issue, and not rest. And so that's the thing that I am working on trying to do. Something that I've kind of, man, just taken a nap. Like I took a nap today, like I missed the rendezvous that I was supposed to have with D2 because I was out. But like to wake up and feel refreshed, wake up and feel good.
Reset button.
And yeah, and just kind of reset, to in that moment to let my mind just to take a moment to just to be me, you know what I'm saying? And like something that I've kind of picked up to do that is to, like, I went to the library with my son last 2 weeks ago.
You let Kyrus read a book to you? That's good. He helped his dad.
I read to him.
How long are these? How long are your naps? Like you like power naps, or you like an actual like 2 hour, 3 hour nap?
So this was supposed to be a power nap, but this one was a 3 hour nap today. Like it was just because I was tired.
I know that thing felt good, boy.
Oh, I woke up.
I know that thing felt good.
Hey, I was so excited. I started cooking dinner. Like that's how
y'all
good
remember.
It was.
Y'all remember back when you was kids and like y'all have nap time and everyone was like, "Man, I don't want to nap time." Now you get a nap. Now you get a nap and you're like, "Hey guys, I got a 3 hour." Everyone's like, "Oh yeah,
yes sir." But no, like I'm at a place in a space where I need to prioritize rest. And it's one of those things where if I don't, like, that's when the stress comes. That's when the anxiety comes. But also, like, for me, it's not just finding rest and taking naps, but it's finding rest in giving everything up to God, knowing that He's in control, and knowing that, like, not that I have nothing to worry about, but I don't have anything to worry about because I believe that He he has everything. Like all the things that I may need to survive, he's given me. Yeah, he like it, you know, there's a in the Bible, in the scripture, it says like where Jesus says something on the long lines of like the birds don't work for their food, you know, but yet they are fed every day.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So like, why should you worry about, you know, this and this, right? And so like that's something that, like, not to say that I need to stop working and not doing my part or anything. Like I still got a wife and kid on the way that I got to be able to provide for. But in the sense of like, take a deep breath and be still and know that He is God. You know what I'm saying?
And that is so true.
You know what my mom.
Go ahead.
You know what my mom sent me the other day?
Yeah.
My mom sent me this little message, and it literally reads as this: me yelling at squirrels in the street to move so they don't die while I'm driving is probably the same feeling God has watching me live my life most days.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because
I'd be like, bro, get out, go.
Yeah. And where else, the reference I was talking about, and my amazing wife texted me Matthew 6, where he talks about like just the birds are fed, the flowers are taken care of.
Yo, she got that down.
Oh yeah. She
got that down. She down with it.
Yes, she does. But it's one of those things where it's just knowing that cookies.
While he eating a cookie, I would say what I was about to say. Martin's favorite thing to tell me is D2, be still, because I move.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I applied to help kids in school again, and Martin just told me to be still. So I quit my main job to be still. And within being still, I got the opportunity of a lifetime. I passed my test, which was a mental stress on me because it was math I hadn't taken in like 10 years. I'm 39. I hadn't been to college since I was 24. So it was a long time of work I hadn't done, I had to do, and I passed my test. And it was part of me being still. Thanks to Martin, I learned how to be still because I couldn't.
And one thing that I'm gonna tell you guys, like, and I'm telling people watching, I'm never gonna tell y'all to do something that I'm not trying to do myself.
Or you won't.
So, and like, and because I don't want to be hypocritical. I don't want to be. I can't tell you, like, hey, you can experience this if I haven't done it myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can only take you as far as I've gone. I can't take you somewhere that I haven't gone before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, that's something that I'm trying to practice for myself mentally, and it taps into the whole spiritually as well, in the sense of like, because of my faith and because of what I believe in, trusting in God should be my everything. And where I'm at right now spiritually, I think I'm in a much better place that I have been in the past few months, just because, you know, I came from like weeks of work where that was like my main focus. I went to youth camp with my students. That was amazing. Like, heard God speak, gave me, like, you know, clear vision of what to do in the fall for them. Then I had VBS the next week with the little kids, and being able to see them, get to know about Jesus from there. Like, it just, there's been a lot of motivating things for me spiritually, for me to stay tapped in and stay tuned in. Physically, I need to lose weight.
We both got dad bods. But
don't worry, I need to put on some weight, so don't feel bad, bro. Throw that shit this way.
I am the heaviest I've ever been, but I told myself that when baby number 2 is born, I need to be back in shape. And so I started talking to a buddy of mine, and we're going to start working out and getting things back in the right way it should be. And not saying that I need to be like bodybuilder, like, nah, I just want to be able to, like, not tie my shoe and be winded. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Hey, when you get a kid, you'll understand, Cole.
I put on 2 seconds, I'm like,
bro, man, it is something else right now.
I'm lazy, bro. You'll see behind that little blanket, there's this right here. If you can see right here, that's literally a mini fridge, because my lazy self does not want to walk into the other room and go to the kitchen.
You still got that fast metabolism.
I get winded, bro. Wait, what'd you say?
You still got
Once you
that
get-
fast metabolism. So
Yes, once you get a
Dude,
kid,
I'm waiting for that thing to pop away, bro.
once you get a kid, Cole, and you can't, you tie your shoe and you go,
Whew.
then you holler at me. Then you be like, I know that wasn't real. I know I didn't just for tying my shoe.
Martin, when you
Good.
stand up, have you hit this yet?
Will the knees be popping?
Oh,
Yes,
Oh no, I'm not there yet. I'm not
yeah.
there yet.
I am.
I was there for a little bit right after, like, when I was going into like recovery from my knee surgery, my ACL. Because
Yeah.
like it did take a lot of work, but I'm back to normal where I could pop up.
Okay, so what
Now,
about this? What about this? If you go,
I can't like after playing, like if I'm playing games with Kairos and like playing with his toys, I can't pop up from the ground from like laying down the set crisscross applesauce. Like I gotta go find a wall and
Yes,
like
walk
I
alone.
can't.
Yes, sir.
you know, I always
No.
thought that was weird when I was young, and now I'm to the point where I have to like put both my hands physically on the ground and propel myself off of it.
Yep. But with that, Cole, you were talking about our deepest fear. And it reminded
Is that
me,
we are inadequate?
yeah, is that Coach Carter Carter quote.
Yeah,
And
our deepest. I love that quote.
Fear is that we are.
Inadequate.
It's not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond.
Mm-hmm.
It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us.
Yes.
Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you.
Yes.
We were all meant to shine as children do.
Amen.
It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And we let our own light shine. And as we let our own light shine, we consciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates other. And honestly, I think that quote defines what Ordinary Misfits is all about.
And I want to piggyback off that. My favorite childhood actor brought me
Well,
so
you know,
much joy.
you know, you too damn big to be piggybacking.
First of all, I got the size to do it.
It's no, hell no.
Okay, then.
Y'all piggyback on me. We going to the ground, bro. I love y'all, but we going down.
Shoot on the. So my favorite actor was Robin Williams. He was my joy as an actor.
Yep.
From Toys to Mrs. Doubtfire to all the movies he did for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I used to, when I was young, I don't know how many of y'all my age, but there's a show called Mork and Mindy. His audition for Mork, he said, I may not matter to everyone in the world, but to someone in this world, I matter. And from a 7-year-old kid that stuck with me to this day, because I'm not going to be for everybody. And everyone's not going to be for me.
Real.
And so I can't help you if I can't help me.
Mm-hmm.
But if I can help me, my help may not help you. So as he said, I matter to some people, but to some I don't. And I have to accept that.
Yeah.
And that is, again, what I feel like an ordinary misfit is. I belong somewhere, but I may not belong where you think I do. But to answer Uno's question, Uno, I feel like men's health is frowned upon.
Can you state the question so that everyone
Uno
can hear
said, how do we feel about men's health and their feelings? Are they allowed to have feelings like crying and showing that, hey, I'm hurt, I'm sad? I feel like, from my standpoint of view, the reason I met Martin was so that I can express my feelings. Because as I said earlier, men always say, shut up, don't let me see no tears. I had a run-in with death. Really. To the point I was like, I don't want life anymore. And Martin was my saving grace. So I say men should be able to cry. Men should be able to say they want to have, I'm hurting, I need help. But as society puts it, we're the bearers of we're the providers, protectors, and we have to be Hulk at all times. We can never be David Banner. Or we have to be Tony Stark. We can't be Iron Man all the time, because if we're Tony Stark, we're vulnerable and people can hurt us. I feel like sometimes hurt is a good thing. as Jim Carrey would say, or James Carrey would say, humiliation is the best thing for the human. And I feel like as a man, it hurts to not be able to cry. It hurts to not say, I'm not okay. I don't know how you all feel, but I've never been able to say I'm okay and really mean it until this past year.
Go ahead, Cole.
I feel like, what was the question? Repeat it one more time so I can make sure I word mine right.
Why are men's feelings basically swept under the rug? Why aren't we allowed to cry and say I'm hurting? Or why do we always have to be the strong person for everybody?
I really don't even feel like I would love to say that there is like a group that you could throw it on. Like I would love to say that like, oh, you could just throw this on men or throw this on women or throw this on so and so, but it's not. It's society as a whole. I don't know why in older generations it was viewed as weak to have emotion and to show emotion. My father told me when I was younger, because I've always been an emotional person, and like with everything, like relationships, friends, family, games, I can't give you half of me. You know what I mean? Like if I'm going to invest into you, you get all of me. You get everything I can give, right? I don't halfway shit. If I'm going to do it, I have to go full-fledged.
We know.
Yeah, literally. So, you know, I'm one to, like, when I was young, I would get very upset or very flustered or such, and I would not cry because I was sad, but cry because I was so angry, and I didn't know how to handle or control those emotions. You know what I mean? And a lot of times they got the best or they got the better of me. I will say my dad told me, because I had heard from certain individuals within my life, that crying was a form of weakness. And my dad pulled me aside when I told him that, and mid-cry told me that it, at least for him, you know, like my dad growing up was like, well, technically he's my stepdad, but he's my dad. He really sat me down and told me that crying is okay. Like showing weakness or emotion is okay. It is not a form of weakness, nor should it be viewed as such. And like, it's harder for a man to speak up and admit, not even just for a man, because I feel like this can be applied to females as well. It's harder to speak up and to honestly reach out to someone and say, I need help. That is extremely hard, because that is you putting yourself over your pride, which is a very, in today's world, is a very not rare thing, but uncommon thing. I mean, we could sit here and go in for hours debating on what the true form of why this stigma around men's emotions came out, but in you can, I'm trying to find the best way to word this and like navigate it. You can be the provider, you can be the stoic, hard-ended, like manly role without being cold and emotionless. You can have the best of two. You can still be the stoic man and also be able to look at people, even other men around you, and say, I love you, or to say, I need help, or I need advice. Those are not weakening statements.
Right.
It's more weak if you like, in this may be just my opinion, it's more weak if you would rather suffer. Because in turn, if you're suffering, then can you really, if you're not 100%, if you're suffering and you're not 100%, how can you ever look at someone and tell them you're giving them all? You can't give someone your all if you're not 100%. It's weaker for you to cheat your people out of, like, that's my view on it. Get help. That is more of a manly move than to deal with it and it costs your loved ones long term. You know what I mean?
Quick question for you. I just have to ask. You say get help. How can you get help if you don't know what help is? How can you get help or figure out you're not making a manly move if you weren't taught that it's okay to cry? It's okay to show your emotions and feelings. Like I told Martin earlier, go in the corner, sit on the orange pillow, because I didn't grow up with a mom and dad that were married. My mom had my dad, I'm his only child. My stepdad, who was the father of my mother's other kids, that was my daddy, and I had my own daddy. So both men, same philosophy: no crying, no bitch asses, suck that shit up. Break a bone, rub dirt on it.
You want my honest opinion?
Yes.
It's up for you to break that cycle.
You don't know what a cycle is. You grew up brainwashed. Perfect example.
Yes. So if something is passed down the line from generation to generation, right? Mm-hmm. And they say you can't cry, someone along the line has to switch the narrative. Someone has to break the chain.
Right.
That's what you would have to do.
Right.
Yeah. So like, regardless of like, if both of them said it, you have the ability to break that chain. You have an ability to change that for the way. It may suck because you have to take the brunt of it, but at least that will open up further down the line for your kids and on. It opens it up. But to just be like, oh, well, this is how I was raised and this is how it is, like that keeps the stigma around. Men will never open up if you continue to keep that same stigma around by saying, oh, well, this is how I was raised. You know, you have to be the one to break that chain for your family.
Martin, what do you think?
I think mental health is something that's very important in men and women, children. And as a society, we are nowhere near close to in preparation on helping people long term. I say this because as a student pastor, it's one of those things where like I've seen students, I've seen young adults go through things that like I personally wish that I can give them advice, but I just don't have it. And if I'm going to say this is a place in the space, if I'm going to say that I'm going to be there for you through thick and thin, and I can't help you, how am I helping you?
Agreed.
I feel sad for the people. I don't feel sad. I'm going to be unashamed about my faith wherever I am. In scripture, it talks about if somebody is cold and you just tell them, all right, have a good day, and you don't give them a coat, or you just say you have a coat and you don't give them that coat, how are you helping them? You just don't say, well, I'm really cold. I need. Can you have something that you know keep me warm? And you just say, well, I'll pray for you about it. And you don't like, yeah, prayer is good and all, but if you're not going to actively do something, you're not really helping in that situation, right?
And so that's what he was asking.
So I think as a society, yeah, we have a lot of people talking about mental health, and I think it was a podcast I was listening to. And I think it was something that really opened my eyes on this topic was where we are on mental health is where society was in the 90s on like AIDS and cancer, right? On AIDS, right? In the 90s, if someone got HIV or AIDS, that was a death sentence, right?
Yeah.
Now, the Magic Johnsons of the world, there's pharmaceutical meds now to help people to live longer lives and stuff like that, right?
It's not even so like it's not shamed upon. Like I only know this because I know someone with it. You have to sign documents in court to be with that person. Like relate.
So it's one of those things where like with mental health, and that comes in so many different shapes and forms.
Yes,
anxiety, depression, stress. That's just the top three main big things that we can talk. Anger management, being able to process emotions. It's such a huge umbrella, and it comes in different shapes and sizes. I myself, I had to deal with anger management all the time. Like I was a very angry child,
we know
because I did not know. Mainly because I did not know how to express how I felt. Now, I had an amazing father and grandfather in my life who told me I'm here for you. If you want to talk about anything, come talk to me. But I was too prideful to do that.
Thank
It
you.
was for me, I'm like, all right, I'm glad that you're here for me, but I'm going to show you that I don't need
I
you.
don't need you.
I'm going to show you that I can get through this by myself. I'm going to show you that I'm glad you're here, but I got this. I'm a man now.
Mhm.
I don't need nobody to help me through anything. But in doing that,
You hurt yourself.
a lot more weight
Exactly.
was on my shoulder, and
Yep.
I don't see that. It's like you're in quicksand, right? When you're in quicksand, you're supposed to remain calm, right? And to have someone throw you a rope to pull you out. But if you start panicking, right, you start doing everything on your own, you're gonna start sinking much
It's that
quicker
pride, boy.
than if you were calm, right? Pride comes before the fall,
Mhm.
right? And so it's one of those things where now I'm not saying I want people to hear me and I want people to understand this. I'm not saying that, well, it's your fault you mentally unhealthy. No,
No.
I'm not saying that because there's trauma that happens in people's lives. There are things that happen in people's lives that's not their fault
Yep.
and that they're going to go through in life that is going to cause them to go through things and cause their mind to break. We are all broken people. And the
Mhm.
thing that sucks, hurt people hurt people.
Praise the
And
Lord.
because of that, you have a society, and I'm gonna reel it back to Uno's question about men's mental health, right? Because of that, you have hurt men telling other hurt men, you gotta do this on your own
And
because
that
I had
creates
to
a
do
cycle.
it, right? And that's how you get that cycle. Now, um, what we have to do is understand, and it kind of goes back to the Coach Carter quote: as we are liberated from our fear, our presence automatically liberates others. So, meaning, I want to live a lifestyle that when somebody looks at me, somebody hears me speak, someone is trying to get to know me, that they realize something's different about me, right? Not in the sense of I'm trying to show off, not in the sense of like, oh, I'm better than you, so be like me, but in the sense of like, bro,
Yeah.
I'm going through that too, but like it's not a bigger deal, for me. It's not something that I know I can get through this because of A, B, C, right? I can
Mhm.
get through this because one, I'm gonna do this. Two, I'm gonna go do that. Three, I'm gonna do this, right? And so
Mhm.
it's one of those things where we have to understand and we have to ourselves check ourselves. We got to check in with ourselves. We got to see where we are mentally, spiritually, and physically, and be honest with ourselves about these things.
Can you
And
break down
the
what you mean
sad
when you
thing
say
is,
check in with ourselves?
yeah. So you gotta think about it this way, right? Um, if you are not okay, why we are our first line of defense, right?
Yep.
The first person you lie to is yourself.
Mhm.
When you know you're not okay and you tell yourself, I'm good, I'm all right, I got this. Don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
It's okay to not be okay. It is 100% okay to not be okay. And if we as a society, as we as people can understand that and understand the truth and the liberating truth from that, that's one step forward. Because it's these lies and these and we all, we're in that social media age, right, where everybody's posting all the good things, all the great things that's going on in their lives. They never post about the bad things that are going on, right? And you look at them and you compare your life to their life, and you're like, well, how come I'm not doing as great as them? How come I'm not doing as good as that? And so then you start saying, okay, maybe I need to start telling myself I'm good. I need to tell myself I'm all right. I need to tell myself this and this.
Yeah.
No, sometimes you got to tell yourself I'm not okay, right? And from there, what do, right? And I'm gonna bring it back to sports. If a basketball player, right, if I'm gonna play basketball and I want to learn how to do a simple crossover, what am I gonna do? I go find me a coach, I go to YouTube University, and I go study, right? I go learn. So I, as a male, if I want to learn how to get better, I need to go find that coach. I need to go find that person, whether that be a counselor, a friend, a mentor, who can help me through the situation that I'm in.
See, D2, that's the best way I can have your question of what do you say to someone who doesn't know how to get help. That's the best way I can. That's the best answer I could have made.
I mean, that's why when I had my episode, I called Martin because he understood exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
But
then like, again, that's you breaking that cycle.
Yeah.
That's you understanding. And because of us hanging out and me telling you, bro, I'm here for you. And when I say, and I tell people, if you're going to tell someone that you're here for them, you better be there for them. Because imagine, like I had told you, hey, bro, I'm here for you. Anytime you need anything, call me, text me. And I never respond to a text. I never call back.
Well, you never
pick up my phone, right? You know, and not saying, and there are times where you've called, and there's times where Cole has called, and I don't pick up my phone because, like, I'm either my phone's not on me. But what do I always do? As soon as I see a missed call, I call back.
By the way,
I see a missed text, I text back. And it's one of those things that, like, and this is just for anyone and everyone to hear. If you're going to tell somebody, I'm going to be there for you, you better be there for them, because you don't know, like, you don't know how much weight is on their shoulders that you are helping lift up. Now, I'm not saying that you need to make that your weight that you need to put on your shoulder, but you need to find a way, whether that if I'm not equipped to help someone, I'm going to find somebody who's equipped to help them.
Amen.
I'm going to find someone to put in their lives so that they are able to move past whatever they're dealing with, or not even move past, to be able to process what they're dealing with. Because the majority of things that, when it comes to mental health, is the not ability, the disability of processing in the mind. We live in a society where we don't take the time to process through everything, to think critically through every situation.
Yeah, like that.
So
that Kristaps trade.
Hey man, you know what? At least we got a squad.
You're right, though. Y'all gonna actually win something. You and D2's team, y'all gonna actually win some games.
Man, we're gonna win the NBA Toilet Bowl championship. Get out of this bush.
But Uno, I hope that answers. I mean, I 100% believe everybody's feelings are valid. I think, and this is something that I'm even learning in my marriage, of being able to express how I feel and being able to feel heard. Because there's so many times where I'll stay quiet. Okay, you don't care with what I have to say. You don't care about how I feel, because it's about what you want. It's about what you feel. It's about what you need, right? Now, and don't take this and say, "Oh, you downing on your wife." No, I'm not. I'm not down on my wife. My wife is amazing. She's a great listener. She's amazing. Hey, what's up, Isaiah? But it's one of those things where if I don't express what I feel, if I don't express the things that I am dealing with and processing through, how is my partner, how is my wife going to be able to be there by my side? How is she going to be able to hold to the vows that she made through better or through worse if she doesn't know I'm at worse? You know what I'm saying? So, and that's
hard.
Yeah, and that's on me to communicate. That's on me, like Cole said, to go seek out help, to go talk to somebody, to go. I mean, I've said it over and over, to be able to just find that place where I feel safe to be able to speak on these things.
It's like, sorry, Cole, but what you say, Martin, resonates, because it's hard being a husband. Because if your wife not feeling okay and she don't feel like she can talk to you, she holds it in. If you don't feel like you can talk to your partner, you hold it in. Then it creates, you're like two rams butting heads, because you don't want to talk to her, she don't want to talk to you, and now you're just clashing, and it sucks. Yeah. Whether it be boyfriend and girlfriend, or husband and wife, or wife and wife, or husband and husband, it all sucks when you can't express yourself to your person? Sorry, Cole. Go ahead, sir.
No. You good. You good. I think one thing that we tend to overlook, and not just men, this is society as a whole. One thing that I think we tend to overlook is like us purely being here is a blessing.
Church.
You being here at this moment, at this time, is a blessing. Every day you wake up in under good health with the ability and the breath to continue on and to better yourself or your loved ones, that is a blessing. Every day is not every day is a blessing. Every day may not feel like a blessing, and every day is not going to be the best day. But the fact that you are awake and able to live another day, and the fact that you are here and around people and able to live what we are so graciously given in life, that upon itself is a blessing. And like, I know that gets lost in all the stresses and all the responsibility and all the outside aspects of life. You know what I mean? But like, if anyone in here, Uno, my man, you woke up today, bro. And I'm happy you here, bro. If no one else tells you that.
Yeah.
But go ahead. No, go ahead.
You go.
That was all I was gonna say. It's the small things, bro. Like I try to captivate and gain as much. What is it? Is it serotonin? Isn't that the dopamines that are released in your brain, in the serotonin?
I went to a Christian school, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, I get most of my enjoyment, right? And one thing that I've always felt weird about is like I prioritize the people around me. I prioritize their successes and their achievements over my own, right? Like one of my most prideful moments in all of my life was watching my sister get married, right? Like watching my blood sister walk down the aisle. And I got to be one of the groomsmen for her husband because me and him are very close. But like the sheer overwhelming joy and pride that I felt from that surpasses any achievement I've ever done, right? And you know, I remember like I used to think really vividly about like, oh, I wish or I hope someone takes as much enjoyment and pride out of me and my successes as I do those around me. And what I've come to find out, whether it be your brother, your sister, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your mom, your sister, your husband, father, grandfather, grandparents, anybody, your best friend, your Uncle Joe, Aunt Sally down the road, whoever it is, someone out here is taking a hell of a lot of pride and confidence out of you purely just being who you are day in and day out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like we are all someone's son. We are all someone's mom, or like not mom. We're all someone's like sibling. We're all someone's parent or
cousin, friend.
Like you are so loved. And in the moments we might not realize how many people are caring and like loving of us, but like just know that like even in your darkest days, you loved. Like not even just by people, like not even your people around you, right? But you are unconditionally loved.
Mm-hmm.
And to tap on that, like for those who are listening, I don't know in what you believe in, but what I believe is that there is a God who created everything that loves you more than anything in the world. He desires you, and he wants to see you succeed. He wants to see you be healthy. And with that, like, there's this quote that comes to mind. I'm gonna read it here. It says, "Asking for help is an act of brave humility, a confession that these human bodies and minds that we inhabit are frail and imperfect and broken." So it's not that, we're broken people. We're shattered and broken people, and
Ain't that what
asking
John Legend
for
sang
help.
about?
What happened?
Ain't that what John Lennon said? We're just broken people.
Yeah, he
Oh,
did say
it's
that
just the
in the
wrong
song.
song.
No, he said we're ordinary people.
Oh, my bad.
We
Oh,
ordinary misfits. Okay.
We're
Uh,
just some ordinary people.
but like in that, um, we are broken people. And
Hmm.
and with that, there is a God who is holy, who's just, who's fair, who is our strength and our refuge, who will always be there, who's always gonna, have our backs when things aren't going our way, when we can't process through the things mentally, when we feel like we just got to keep everything in. There is a God that knows your heart and knows what's on your mind.
And to
And
say that, like, you remember when Rudy Gobert got traded from Utah?
mhm.
Boy, my prayers got answered. Goddamn, boy, I've been praying on that for a minute. Nah, but on a serious
Oh
note,
man,
my bro cooking, my man cooking. Go
yeah.
ahead.
And also think about it. uh Say I don't like using the term broken. I like using damaged. Well, here's the thing with both terms,
same
Prince
meaning.
or Uno. It Just because something's broken doesn't mean that
Damage.
it's not of used. Just because something's damaged doesn't mean you can't use it. Your life, your story, your testimony can be a change. And that's why I say broken, because I think about it in this way. God's the potter, I'm the clay.
Church.
Mm,
He's the person, he's the only one that can put me back to I can't put myself back together. I can't. I'm not the one who created me. I don't know how to put myself together, but I know he can. It is through his hands that he is able to piece me like a puzzle piece, put me back together. Just because when you open that the puzzle box and everything's in different pieces, right?
You're
That
broken.
doesn't mean that it's broken, right? It's not damaged. It's just broken. But when you put it together, mm, you get to see the beautiful image. You get to see exactly what it was meant to be, right? And so it's one of those things. And I'm gonna close it off with this. And if you guys have something else you can say, you guys can say it, and then we'll close the podcast on this awesome note. Refusing to ask for help when you need it is refusing someone the chance to be helpful.
mm.
There's
Very
someone
good.
there's someone in your life who's wanting to help you, and they just don't know how at this moment. They don't know how they can help. They don't know how to help you in this moment.
Hmm.
But you simply saying, "Hey, can you be an ear to listen?" And this is something that I tell my students, my wife, my sisters, D2 and Cole, or anybody who comes to me and say, "Hey man, I need to talk to you." And now my first thing I say, "Do you want me to listen to give advice, or you just want me to listen?" I
True.
ask,
True.
how? What do you
True.
need me to be in that moment? Right? In the same way, if I'm going to ask somebody for help, I'm going to tell them exactly what I need in that moment. Because if they truly care, if they truly want to know how to be helpful to me so that I feel loved and appreciated, they're going to find those ways to do that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So and so just anyone and everyone, men, women, children, whoever comes across this podcast, if you need help,
Aliens.
seek it out. I'm done with you, Cole. Seek it out. Seek out help. Not because someone's just going to look down on you and judge you, but because there are people who genuinely care about you, like Cole said, and love you and appreciate you for who you are, and they want to see you succeed and they want to help you. D2, Cole.
Cole, you go ahead. Well, I'm gonna say what I always say. I was thinking one day just about because I'm a basketball official and I'm a football coach and like I love sports. Sports is my life. And I always see these kids and these parents. My child's going to the NBA. You must be talking about on 2K. Because some of these kids can't tie their shoe. Some of these kids can't sit on a bench and look in a straight line. That's how bad they are. And I always say, man, who trains yourself? Oh, my son trains himself. Anybody in your family went to the league? Oh, no, all my families are doctors and lawyers. So what the hell makes you think your son going to the league if your family doesn't be doctors and lawyers? No one knows how to train a kid. Kid's not a genius. And I always say to them, I said, look, it takes no effort to be average. It takes average effort to be great. And they be like, huh? I be like, when you figure out what that means, come back and we'll talk about your kids. Because I feel like if you don't put in the time, you get nothing. You put in the time with the wrong stuff, you get nothing. You put in the right time with the right people, with the right steps, you get greatness.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna apologize in advance because I'm not big for shout outs, right? I feel like it kind of takes away from the whole vibe, right? But one person I've never really been one to like express my emotions. Like as a child I did, but it was more because I lacked the ability to control my emotions. So sometimes the only way for them to get out and expressed period was to, throw them out. And most of the time it was uncontrolled emotion. So it wasn't the best type of emotion to be putting out into the world. So I will say, to touch back on what Martin said earlier, well, I mean, we've all been kind of piggybacking on each other.
Cole been getting haircuts from these Instagram people.
And so y'all watch that, bro?
I did.
I knew y'all loved that, bro.
Hey, don't answer your phone no more tomorrow. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
I'm muting every chat we have together, bro. Every chat the three of us in, I'm out. I ain't looking at shit. No, bro. In all seriousness, one person I just want to give a shout out to my sister, bro, because my sister is one who has constantly pushed me to be a better person. And even in moments when I felt like I was sufficient in where I was in my mental health and both in my approach to like daily life. And she has not only like kept me accountable, but also like been, how should I put it? Very understanding and caring about how I felt throughout the entire process. My sister has been, to say like influential and impactful is not even a dash at covering it. She'll probably never see this, but I love you.
Hey, she follows us.
Yeah, but she ain't gonna watch no 2.5 hours. Though I love my sister, but she ain't tuning into this whole thing.
Hey,
I'll clip it and send it
she
to
might.
her.
Yeah, there you go. There we go.
Either way,
hey,
that's everyone. Get you a Savannah. Get you a Savannah.
But we are the Ordinary Misfits. I'm D2.
Absolutely, Cold World.
Hey, and it's your boy Breezy. I want to say thank you and appreciate you guys tuning in to the pilot episode, and we hope to be here live on Facebook and YouTube every Friday evening. The time varies; it depends on the J.
I don't know if it's gonna be 2.5 hours every episode. That was a long. That's a good bit episode, boy.
I don't think it'll be this long every time, but if it is,
I'm not complaining.
We talk a lot. Hey,
I may be real. It didn't even feel like 2.5 hours.
It did not. But with that being said, I just want to say, if you are not following us on Facebook or on YouTube or on Instagram, please give us a follow and share with your friends. Like I said,
that thread's coming soon.
Yes, and Thread. Follow us on Thread. This is a place and a space where, excuse me, a place in a space where we want to make sure that you feel heard and appreciated. Another shout out I want to give is to the Basement Show with Mr. Nast.
Yes,
John,
sir.
appreciate you
Yes, sir.
coming in and raiding us, man. Appreciate
man.
There's overlay stuff. That's because John helped me understand Canva, understand StreamYard, which we're using right now. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate you. If you guys have not followed that man, go follow him. He does amazing shows all throughout the week. You will not ever be bored in his
that
shows.
man, that man Jay
stuff.
Nasty, that boy Jay Nasty.
Jay Nas, bro. He the bond.com, right? Anyways, but with that being said, appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Peace and love from the Ordinary Misfits. See you guys.